about that this stream.
Yeah, let's not. Yeah, we're not going to talk about the incident. We're live now.
The incident. Wow.
Ah!
See, you already did the screaming bit. We have to do something else.
No, I just got it out of the way.
What do you mean, bit?
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Degeneracy Live, episode 92. I didn't even update it in the title. Tonight, what else? We got Bronze, Siri, SRV, and we were supposed to have another friend of ours, but unfortunately, they're a little, there's a little bitch. Let me pull up exactly what they said, so we can all see, of course.
Of course.
And let me screen share it to you guys so you can actually see. Of course.
I love seeing.
So we were supposed to have a friend of mine, one buff weeb, on the show.
Yes.
Right?
He was on the previous episode. And
yeah,
we were like,
was.
Oh, you should come back because we have something that you might actually want to talk about.
Yeah. And I just get this message from him that reads, "Yo, I gonna do a fucking stream. Keems called, said we need to. So if we can find another time, sorry, MF Sonnet RN." Well, there you have it, folks.
There you have it.
If only we knew who
why.
Stream Keem was.
That little fucking bastard. But anyways, usually we fuck around and say that it's some funny holiday today, but we're not. It's a real holiday. Today is Mother's Day.
Today is National Eat What You Want Day.
National Eat What You
We
Want.
should all thank our mothers individually.
Today is Hostess Cupcake Day.
Hostess Cupcake Day?
That's
How did they get the market cornered on Mother's Day? How did they? Is there a Degeneracy Live Day?
We could
Not
make
yet.
it a day.
What day should it be?
Ludacris's birthday?
Oh,
Probably the anniversary of the show.
That's already taken.
I mean that might work, but
April 20th's taken too.
So many days taken. I think February 23rd is probably I think that's the first day of the show. So
That could be good.
I guess we'll do that. Anyways, how is Siri today?
I'm good. So I had an interesting dream that I know your wife isn't here, but I'm gonna tell it and then she can watch back. I don't know what the fuck was going on. So
I fucked your wife in my stream?
no, that was I did
stream?
that in real life. Anyways, next question. So in the dream there was some other indecipherable part before this I can barely remember, but then I'm at this pavilion on a bike trail, and I was on my phone and I noticed that I had DMs with myself.
You were at an abandoned lighthouse with a spooky backstory.
Anyways, I looked at my phone. I had DMs with myself. I'm like, that's weird. And I noticed I was on Jamelin's Discord account. So I went to search. I went and searched my own name in her DMs to see what she says about me. But I could only find her addressing me by name. I was like, huh, nothing with Polly, no messages in Degeneracy with my name. That's weird. And I was like, okay. Well, I walked down the bike trail, and then I see Jamelin, and then there were these two girls who looked identical with long purple hair. I don't know what relation they had. I just know they were Jamelin's friends. And one was a bit
related.
Maybe, I don't know. One was a bit bigger than the other. And I just remember there was one standing closer than me. One standing closer to me, one standing closer to Jamelin. The one standing closer to Jamelin had a really loose bra strap. Her tits were just hanging out. And I said to her, hey, you should probably tighten your bra strap. But she just went, no. And then I woke up.
Yeah, women be shopping.
That was your first mistake.
When I was at Anime Con, there was a woman who had her fucking credit card information, ID, everything just on her, on a lanyard, right, for the world to see. And I said, hey, Laura. And she goes, hi, you might want to cover up your ID there. And she goes, oh, okay. And I start laughing, because I'm nervous, because she's making things really awkward.
Because I'm evil.
It was a maniacal one.
Yeah. And she goes, it's really not that funny. And it's a huge coincidence, by the way, that this woman was 385 pounds and miserable. Just a coincidence.
What correlation did this
Okay.
have with my dream?
Just women be shopping sometimes.
Oh, we're gonna be shopping.
Okay. All right.
All right, SRV. What about you?
I actually have the part 2 to series dream. This was a dream I had last night. I was in the corner of the screen. It was just the PNG of me, and I kept saying, "Wow, that's crazy," every 2 seconds.
So then, Degeneracy Live is literally invading your dreams.
Unfortunately, yes.
I just
It's
dreamed
like
about Dollar Tree.
Okay, I guess we're just talking about dreams now.
I
Warren
literally
had a
dream about Dollar Tree of like the prices going up more. Like that actually brings me
Oh
genuine
yeah.
distress.
I don't know if you'd said on stream that you had like a stress nightmare of like Dollar Tree rather raised the prices and you like went on your knees and went no up in the air.
Yes, literally yes.
Okay, we're talking about
here's
dreams.
the thing: is that I saw this in my dream of like Dollar Tree eventually having stuff more than $1.25 before they started doing it. And when I saw it in real life, like the reality of the dream, like the feelings I was feeling in the dream started to come toward me in reality. And now I'm
You
just,
realized that you could predict the future in your dreams?
yes.
I had a dream, and this is
I
was
had
a
a dream.
it was a 3-parter that was like the other 2 parts like just don't. Okay, I'll tell
How
the whole
come you
thing.
get to
Okay,
tell 2 fucking dreams? How come?
we can all tell 2 dreams, but I think you'll find this one funny because it's kind of
I
related to
don't
your
have
Dollar
2
General one
dreams.
of just our brains like identifying something and going that's bad by default.
Yes.
So there's a place by me that is a really good pizza place. I don't care. It's pretty far from me. It's called Langle's Pizza, and they're really fucking good. Like they're really good. And in my dream, there was another pizza place down the street that I was actually at and eating at because Langle's sucked now. Because so Elon Musk bought Langle's, and that's not why it sucked. He then sold it because the pizza was too woke, and another like a grifter came along and he bought the place from Elon, and then removed the woke from the pizza and made all the waitresses like Hooters style waitresses. And the food was terrible. Now the food was like actually
You
dog
ever-
shit.
I guess you wouldn't.
That's like
have.
a
You ever go to
metaphor
diner?
for something.
You ever go to a diner with topless waitresses? I guess you wouldn't have, Siri. Has anyone here done that?
No, I fucking haven't. What the fuck,
What fucking places are you going to?
dude?
No, I
That's at a
think
strip
that.
club.
No, I saw that on Diners, Drive-ins, and Dives actually.
They're called restaurants, and
Okay.
they're actually pretty popular along like highways. Like truckers like to stop there or something because truckers are alone for like
That
fucking
makes sense,
18
yeah.
hours a day, and you know they need love too. They need love too.
I guess.
I guess.
They also need a hamburger.
Do you think, honestly, do you think they should start making like prostitution convenience stores like Mirabitos, but just with prostitution?
No.
No. But what if it's only for truckers?
Maybe.
Oh, well, in that
No, because
case.
truckers, like most serial killers in the modern day, are truckers.
What?
Everyone knows this.
Charles Manson, famously a trucker.
98.5% of all serial killers.
No,
are
but, like,
truckers. Everyone
okay.
knows this.
I don't remember the exact statistics, but on the FBI's most wanted serial killers, like 75% of them were truckers because
It
it's
would
like
be like a legit business. Like, you know, you pay like $75 for an hour, you go into a fucking room with a girl.
Well, now once you like industrialize something like that, then it's just gonna get watered down. I don't think anyone.
Oh, then
anyone
it
would
gets
want
cheap.
that.
Yeah, then it's weak.
Yeah.
Okay. They'll make you wear like condoms and shit. Ugh.
because it's fucking easy to kill bitches if you're a trucker. What? You get some fucking whore
easy
in
to
a
kill
fucking
people?
parking lot. You fuck the shit out of her. You cut her head off, and then you go to the other side of the country in the same day and you dump her body.
It seems like a lot of effort to not spend $40.
We're learning a lot this episode.
It seems like a lot of effort just to not spend $40. You could have just ripped her off. What's she gonna do? Go to the police? You could actually. Nope, not gonna say that.
No, say it. Go on.
Nope.
Considering
Yeah,
what he has said.
we have a line here on Degeneracy Live.
I will tell you after the show, and you'll be like, yeah, you probably shouldn't have said.
Hey, motherfucker, there ain't no line on Degeneracy Live except for the U.S.-Mexico border.
There is this line that I'm not gonna cross. Bronze, by the way, I don't have dreams. Like I actually do. I have dreams, but they're
I don't
actually
have any hopes or aspirations.
but they're very mundane. Like they're very practical and realistic almost. Like and they're very detailed too. Like I can like use a computer or like read a book in a dream or something. They have like a high amount of detail to them. As a kid, a recurring dream that I would have actually is that sometimes I'd be sitting in the passenger like when I lived in Cohoes, New York, like 10, 15 years ago, so I was like a baby child. When I would sit in the passenger seat waiting for my dad to come out of the house so we could drive to like the store or something. Sometimes I would imagine the car like pulling out of the driveway and driving away with just me in it and like no driver and would just be driving unconsciously. And it was always tense and scary.
Did I have? Oh, go ahead.
Okay. I remember when I was younger, much younger, legally able to be defined as a child younger. I had a lot of very vivid dreams with almost
When I
like
was young.
consistent characters and narratives and stuff, but the only dreams that I fully remember are the ones where I get involved in vehicular accidents.
Interesting.
Like I've told you guys the
The
train
train.
dream.
That's a good
Tell,
one.
tell us about the train
and-
dream again.
Tell me about the trains again. So as the story goes, as we all know, the dream was like almost like the angle of like a security camera in like the corner of the bedroom that I slept at like my grandparents' house. And my grandparents' house is directly next to the train tracks. I mean, like literally the tracks are like to the side of the house.
They're like
right there.
around the train tracks.
Sure. And so as a autistic child, I was afraid of the train because it was loud and made of metal. So in this dream, it was like the static shot of like the corner of outside of the corner of the bedroom, and like you could hear the train horn get like louder and louder as the train gets closer, and then at the end of the dream, the train crashes through the wall, and then I wake up.
Wow.
Wow.
Terrifying.
What a tale.
What a tale. All right, go ahead. Tell your thing now.
Oh yeah, did I ever say the dream I had about Green Day on the stream?
No.
No.
I don't believe so.
So, I once had this dream, and usually my dreams are very boring. They're very, like, standard. I had the weird Oscar dream, which I did say on stream once.
Yeah.
But one dream I had
Oscar
was...
the Grouch or the Oscars like the...
Oh, the Oscars.
Okay.
It was the one where they had, like, a best cringe category.
Oh,
And I think the
yeah.
FNAF movie
Yeah.
won.
The FNAF one best cringe, yeah.
But, I dreamed that I went downstairs and I was getting breakfast, and I was eating Green Day cereal. And the cereal, it was named after Green Day songs, like Boulevard of Broken Dreams or like 21 Guns or something.
I remember. Yeah, you told us about this because I made like a little cereal box pattern of this.
Yeah, so I pour the cereal out, I put the box down, and suddenly Billy Joe Armstrong starts talking to me, like on the cereal box cover. And but he's talking in the way that he sings. So he's going like, "Please help me, I'm stuck in this box." And then I woke up in like a cold sweat, like this unironically, it shook me. And then I realized what I had dreamed, and I got mad at myself for waking up for it.
Like this?
That-
Is
But
this
that's
what
a
it
work
looked
of
like?
art.
Did it look like
Yeah,
this?
like that.
Oh, I
Yeah.
remember this. I remember seeing this in the chat. I did not know what the fuck was going on.
Now you know.
Now you know.
It's weird
Now
that
you
I
know.
pulled that up
Now
that
you
fast,
know. Now
Yeah,
you
now
know.
you just have that on
If
on
you don't
speed
know,
dial just
homie.
in case.
Now you know.
Purgatory, Ed, and Eddie.
Man.
All right.
Ed
Anyway,
have a
has
show
one
that we
D,
do?
Eddie has 2Ds, Ed has 3Ds,
Ed has 4Ds. 4Ds
Now you
nuts.
know.
Anyways, guys. 10 balls.
10 balls.
Each ball
Each ball
has a
has
number.
a number.
Numbers 1 through 10.
People forget that.
World a number.
Pick a number.
10, please.
7!
Please, 10.
I'll say 2.
Today's number is 3.
Oh, it's close.
I'm not mad. I refuse to get mad.
But
I'm disappointed.
let's make sure 10 is in here. It's in there. It is there. That's what it looks like.
Okay. Alright.
One of these days. I'm gonna keep guessing it till it happens.
All right. So, I don't want to start this
Do you
subject
guys
here.
think you should be allowed to get married to a child with the parents' consent?
Didn't
That's
we
a
talk
much
about
better
that
subject to start this.
Didn't we talk about that last stream?
I think we did.
No, not yet.
I didn't think we went into much detail. I think we just like mentioned that.
Well, it
But-
was. I don't think there really needs to be that much detail. It's just how like Republicans and conservatives, both those demographics are so insular now, where it's like they say the most deranged shit that sounds crazy to anyone that has a functioning normal brain. Even,
Yeah.
So like there was a guy that was saying like, imagine this. NPR was saying that kids should be able to get vaccinated without parental consent, but they should not be allowed to get married even with parental consent.
What the fuck?
It's
God
like,
damn
yeah.
it. You can't
That
rape
ruins my whole plans.
children, but you can inoculate them from deadly disease. Fucked up, man. Here's a fun
Fucked
fact.
up.
Did you know that there's been over 1,000 cases of measles in the United States? Some disease that has been rendered benign for like 30 years at this point.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very fun.
It's awesome. I would love it, dude. Like, the only disease that we've fully eradicated is smallpox. I would really love it if we just brought that shit back just for... Like, you can still
That
get
would be really funny.
You can still technically get the Black Plague. Like literally get the Black Plague.
Oh yeah, isn't there like a thing in like China? If you go to a certain place, you will get the Black Plague and die.
If you fuck around in Nevada, you can get the Black Plague. It's still going around there a little bit. But,
If you go to the Waffle House, you'll get the Black Plague.
You'll get the Black Plague.
But if you have a
No.
pox vaccine, so like a chicken pox vaccine or like a monkey pox vaccine, you will be inoculated from the Black Plague, so don't worry about it.
Oh, okay, then
It'll be
fine.
okay.
But RFK Jr. says that the needles are scary.
Somehow I think even Republicans, just because like the Black Plague is like the thing, would be like, okay, yeah, get vaccinated for the Black Plague.
No, they'd be like, oh, they're just fucking making shit up. The Black Plague isn't really back. That's some fucking...
It's called the
All the way
African American Plague.
That's some fucking old history
The
shit.
ni-
They're just making shit up. We should get the Black Plague on purpose to own them.
Well, that means
You
that
know
now,
what? Yeah,
that, now they're
Republicans
naturally
should get the Black
immunized.
Plague to Oga.
You know what? Bring back the Black Plague. Bring it back. I've said
That's
it.
my call. That's the call to action for this stream.
Yes. Bring it back. Because then we can fucking have selective evolution of if you decide to get vaccinated. Because it literally, it literally would be entirely your fault if you died from the fucking Black Plague, which would be hilarious.
We've known how to prevent this shit for decades, bruh. For
Decades?
fucking
Centuries.
Centuries. Millennia!
Well, they invented that shit like 2015 or something.
You know why it's called vaccines? A vaccine?
Why?
Because the Spanish word for cow is vaca, and the vaccine originates from like cow cells or something. When a cow gets infected with the Black Plague, it creates an antivirus thing, and then they were able to.
I did not know that. That's really
Yeah,
cool.
that's where
Interesting.
that's where the word vaccine comes from.
No, the Spanish word for cow is el cow.
El
Ah.
El
El.
El
El.
Milko.
El will come later. El Milko. El Milko. Holy shit, bitches be fucking texting.
Bitches be fucking NPR.
Women be shopping. Anyways,
Alright. Let's before we explain who the person is in the thumbnail or anything,
yeah.
I want to watch a little bit more of the Kanye West Piers Morgan interview if I can find it.
Oh yeah.
I can't find it.
What's the guy who owns J.P. Morgan's name? Like they're like invented
JP
that
Morgan?
shit. No, what was his full fucking name? Because his name fucking sounds like Grey Poupon.
I don't know.
John Pierpont Morgan.
Fucking Grey Poupon Morgan.
You just said
That's a
who?
stretch.
What's the guy who owns JP Morgan Chase? Are you being for real? All right.
What?
I have to look it up on here. I have to do the unprofessional thing and Google it on fucking.
Worst lie yet.
Fucking Grey Poupon Morgan was his fucking name.
All right, we're probably gonna watch like I do have to use the restroom real quick though, so I will be back.
That motherfucker's name
you
was
piece
Grey
of shit.
Poupon Morgan.
I guess.
SRV, how do you feel about this?
It's very funny.
I got a
Okay.
bone. Y'all
Okay.
ever hear that one Kendrick bar? He's like, I got a bone. Speak!
No, I think it's funnier if we just let that one sit.
I got a bone. Bronze,
Yeah,
what have you been working on? Oh, SRV going.
I was gonna say we could talk about more epic rap battles of history, but what's Braun's been working on?
Oh, I mean, yeah. For some reason, someone skipped asking how my day has been. The bastard. But I've been. Today's been a surprisingly productive day. I've written like a decent amount of stuff in my newest script for my latest video.
What's the video
It's
about?
coming along. Well, I'm live, so I can't tell you.
Give us a hint. See if the audience can guess.
Okay. Here's a hint to my newest YouTube video. It's a YouTube video.
I knew it. You're making a video about Granddad.
No, not yet. Maybe one day.
There might actually be more material there than you think.
I mean, I've like toyed around with the idea of making a video on Siva Gunner, but like there isn't in terms of like a grand narrative, pun intended. There really isn't much, but I'm sure there's some little thing somewhere that I could make a good video on.
Forget specifically what their copyright issue was, because didn't the channel get taken down at one point?
Yeah, I think in like 2018 or something got taken down for whatever reason. I don't remember myself either, but I don't know.
Is he knocking down like pots and pans in the background?
It's his
That's
wife
it,
making dinner.
That's him using the restroom. He's using the bucket.
I like to imagine him going to the bathroom. It's like him, Trumpster Bob, like tripping into beer cans and stuff. He just stumbles his way in.
Yeah. I'd like to imagine him going to the bathroom.
Imagine John Lennon.
Imagine all the people. Epic rap battles of history. John Lennon versus Adolf Hitler.
John Lennon.
John Lennon versus a slightly smaller John Lennon.
Girl with long purple hair versus a smaller long purple hair.
Yes. That's basically what the Beatles were. Actually, speaking of, I have a question for the panel.
Okay.
While we have time. This is a question that was raised in a larger discussion that I was having with someone yesterday, but I need some confirmation or just like some input from outside sources. How on a scale of like Puritan to fuckboy, how fuckboy would you say the Beatles were?
Oh fuck! They were faggots.
Okay. All right.
Ringo, like I see Ringo just being like a I would say not Puritan. He's just a respectable gentleman. You know, he likes to have sex with the ladies, but he's a gentleman. The rest of them were
Alright.
faggots.
Okay.
The rest of them were fucking each other.
I think Paul might be a Puritan now.
No,
No?
Well,
You think
No,
old Paul is
I
still
think-
out
he's
there?
certainly more, but I
I
don't
think
think
he's a
pure.
gentleman now. I wouldn't say Puritan. I'd say gentleman, where like he still likes to have sex, but he's not like a fuck boy. He's just like a respectable guy.
Yeah.
Listen here, you son of a bitch. Stop monitoring our baby.
Hello.
Hello.
What are your thoughts, Drake Traxo?
I agree with the last thing that was just said wholeheartedly. It indicates.
See?
Okay.
I was right. We
Are
should
you
I
guys
kill
guess-
all
spending
the
times
I
with
guess,
your
yeah.
mothers today? Me and my mom are watching. Say hi. Hello, crank misers. Mom, you must be anti-abortion or something. 'Cause I don't know how the fuck crack miser exists as a person.
Crack Miser's mom. I feel
Mrs.
like
Crackmiser.
now's a good time to have the talk.
Midway
Not
through
Santa
the abortion,
Claus.
she became pro-life, so that's why he's all fucked up.
Look up. Yeah, she tried to do a postnatal abortion.
Look up a lemon pody, and then come back to us.
All right,
Go
so
to
Miss
goatseed.tx.
Crackmiser, I want you to literally, no joke, look through like the history of your child. He's gonna not want you to do it, but look through all his history and all of his messages there, just to see what kind of antics he's been getting up to. He's gonna say no. There's nothing to look at. He's trolling or something, but I am genuinely concerned. I think you should be too.
Last time we ever talked with him privately, he did say he was planning on killing himself. We're really worried.
No, he's planning on killing.
SOV.
Yes.
I could believe it.
No,
Alright.
wait, no, I'm the Jewish one.
What? But I bet you
What?
believe in Project 9/11.
I bet you believe
I
in
bet-
fucking Project
I bet you
99.
believe in fucking Fahrenheit 451, bitch.
Believe in Project 2025. Lost is playing Red Dead Redemption 2. Nice.
Cool.
I bet
Don't
you
we have like a
fucking-
stream that was supposed
I
to be
bet you
doing?
believe in fucking Project 1984.
And Drake needs to go into that same Starbucks just in a different city and see people wearing Yeezys. And
yeah,
it
you
puts
need-
us
you need to go
both
into Starbucks.
back into the studio.
That's
I
fine.
see people wearing
you know,
Yeezys.
God sets up these almost similar
Wasn't
characters,
he
these
trying to partner with
doppelgangers.
Skechers?
It
and
makes
they
me
said
it
no?
makes me really realize God has a sense of humor. Like, why is
You walked into like Skechers like HQ in like New York City, like I'm your savior. I'm here. Sign me. And they were like, no.
No.
Why has he got
you're
such
evil?
fat cheeks?
He's storing something for winter.
Well, you got such
John
chubby,
Galliano
pinchable cheeks.
and Mark Jacobs the exact
All right, we're gonna skip ahead a little
by 5 Jewish businessmen?
bit. I'm glad I skipped.
Well,
Okay.
It doesn't even matter what it does.
How far did you skip?
I skipped 20 minutes.
My mom
doesn't
knows
matter.
you guys are all satanic pedophiles. Does this motherfucker know who he's talking
Motherfucker,
to?
I'm not fucking satanic. Piece of shit.
I am though. Don't worry.
And there's multiple accounts.
Why does the
of
fact
this
that they're
happening.
Jewish have
Maybe
anything to
they-
do with it?
Thanks,
Is that-
thanks, Pierce Morgan. Yeah. Why is that the first time that's been asked to him ever? You know? You ever notice that?
Piers Morgan is really standing up for the man.
Accounts.
Why does the
of
fact
this
that they're
happening.
Jewish have anything
Maybe
to
they
do with
would
it?
feel like that.
I love that.
And he just keeps going too.
yeah, he ignores it.
It feels weird. It feels weird having someone call him out for that. Was it Amy in the background of Drake's cam? Amy's dead. Amy's
Rest
died
in peace.
6 weeks ago, bro.
The accident wasn't your fault. You need to move on.
Dude, I shot Amy between the fucking eyes.
But why would you say
It
again?
just so happens they are.
Well, okay,
It
but
just so happens
I
they are.
wouldn't. Why categorize them according?
Yeah, it's so weird watching him, like, because this is just something that people just let him fucking say. When he was on Tim
This
Pool's
is-
show, when he was on Alex Jones' show, you know, they were just like, yeah, fuck them kikes. But now, like, we have someone that's like a little bit closer to, you know, normality. That now, like, hey, the shit you're saying's weird as shit.
That saying something? Because it's fucking Piers Morgan.
Like, I mean, you say that, but like, there is like a trend of like all of these times Kanye was like, on these shows doing his Nazi publicity tour, where the host is like, listen, I know we see eye to eye on certain things, but like, you gotta admit that like. The Hitler stuff, you gotta maybe tone that down. And
there
then
is
Kanye
that- there
goes,
is
I
that-
don't know, Hitler's pretty cool.
There was that part in like fucking the Alex Jones interview where he goes like, you know, you're not a Nazi, like, and he's like, well, I don't, you know, here's the thing, is like, I don't like the word Nazi being next to like evil. You know, I think every human being ever born brought something to the table. And then he says, especially Hitler. Not even
Especially.
Hitler. Especially Hitler.
Especially.
And then
I
and
love
then Alex
fucking,
and then
like,
Alex's
Alex
reaction is
Jones.
great because he goes, ah, well, I'm gonna have to disagree with that.
You know, Alex Jones was probably like, after the show, was like, you're saying the quiet part out loud. We're not supposed to like him.
Well, he was sweating bullets because this was fresh off the heels of him lying about some fucking parents getting their kid blown away in a tragedy, and he got
Yeah.
sued for the GDP of France for it.
Wait, fucking actually?
It was like $980 billion.
Bullshit. I have to look that up.
Look that up. $980 billion. Alex Jones.
That is not true. I don't even have to like look at that to know that that's not true.
It was a lot of money. I don't know how much it was.
Nine-
Oh my
not-
god, no, it was actually near. It was 1.5 billion.
Yeah, it was not $1 trillion.
Sorry. Oh, you know what? There was a number 985 million. I confused that with billion. My bad. But it's total one
Okay.
point.
Fucking retard.
It's $1.5 billion, which he does
That's
not
more
fucking.
than he's ever seen in his
I
fucking
mean-
life.
I mean, no. Here's the thing, though, is that you know how much money Infowars was making in like 2018?
Too
Like
much.
at their peak, they were making like $400K a day. Like that's
It's
your
that easy.
dad. That's your uncle's money that's just been sent to him. That's fucking truckers listening to fucking Infowars on the road delivering like packing peanuts cross country.
Have y'all ever seen Alex Jones's
Penis?
episode of whatever show? That too. But have y'all ever seen whatever show he was on when 9/11 happened and his episode of it?
No.
Oh my
not.
god, it's insane.
I can imagine it'd be interesting.
You reckon? You reckon he says some wacky things?
This was the goblins.
He needs to be medicated. He has like
The
bipolar
Democrat
disorder.
goblins
He
through
needs
those
to be
planes.
sterilized.
He needs to be sterilized.
Yeah.
Into their religious faith, their ethnicity. Why would you do that? Why can't you just describe them as business people that you've dealt with? That's fine, but
He knows he's in trouble now. He's being called I don't know.
It's got real quiet.
Yeah,
He's
why-
looking down.
Well, why do you have to bring up their ethnicity? Bring up their religion. He's just looking like, I don't know.
I don't know.
what you're doing by saying Jewish people, these constant tirades, against Jewish people. Many people find
why
that
are you calling it tirade? That sounds like you have it.
Oh,
I think it's a tirade.
Where's the tirade? That was just.
Where's the tirade? Dude, I thought this was Piers Morgan Uncensored. What the fuck? What do you mean you can't call for genocide on Piers Morgan Uncensored? Are you kidding me?
Remember his little phase where he was a black Israelite?
He literally still might be, is the thing. He shared the symbol for like the
no, he was
Raelians.
literally he was literally talking in this interview about that shit.
Yeah, he was
He
saying
was?
that, like, you know,
Yeah.
people, how can you call me anti-Semite when, like, black people are the original Semites? Is like, not true. Total lie.
Did I tell y'all about the other day when I saw the black Israelites?
Yes, you did.
Or the Hebrew
The
Israelites?
black Israelites.
Hebrew Israelites. Well, I saw some at the park. I didn't know what to do. I just was biking past and I hit them with the neener, and they were all like, "Fuck you, white man!"
Fuck you, Whitey! It's all fake shit anyways, you know. Like,
I had turned my music off just to hear them yell at me, but I hit them with the neener.
I was asked before, like, why I focus my show God is Imaginary mainly on Christians, and it's like, well, that's because they're just like the dominant culture in America. It's all the same shit. Like, people don't want to admit this, but, like, America would be the Middle East if we had a theocracy. Like, there's nothing especially egregious about Islam or anything in comparison to Christianity. It's just that they incorporate that into their law, right? They have carte blanche to kill people for disagreeing with that law. It would be the same exact thing if we had more Christianity in the government here. It would be literally the same thing. It would be violence.
I doubt there's any historical precedent for any of that.
Yeah. I doubt there's like a series of crusades or anything that happened.
What's a crusade? SRV, what do you think about Islamic people?
Well, I think religion is great. You all know me as the religious one of this group. Let's pass out some Bibles, everybody. Who wants a Bible?
Yeah, yesterday I saw some guys passing out
Bibles.
Bibles.
Did you put Spenny on the phone?
Derailing. There were some guys passing out Bibles for free, like some indoctrination kits.
Yeah.
So I just decided to start yelling at them, and I went, "Did you know in 1994 the boy band ensue released a single called Throwing Fastballs at Midgets? It was never fully released, though. It was only a B-side on one of their albums that only 30 seconds is available of. It's true! Also, God is imaginary!"
Is that real?
No.
And
I'm cool, Spenny. I think that's offensive. We need to be religious.
Cool, Spenny.
That's what the S stands for.
That was a tweet. It was a tweet.
Does he spell it with the cool S?
It was a tweet. It wasn't a tirade. It was a tweet. It was many tweets. It was
It
literally...
was 50 tweets in the span of 30 minutes.
It was literally like hundreds of tweets in like an hour.
It is all you talk about.
It is literally constant shit.
Why Nazis always got to make it their whole personality, SMH?
You asked me to explain it, and that have you felt my pain yet? You haven't felt my pain.
Pain.
You don't want to feel my pain.
Well, no, hang
you don't
on.
hold account. La la la
Okay.
la la. You don't hold account.
What does he mean? Blah blah blah. He doesn't.
No, that's his lyrical genius at work. La la la.
La la land.
Accountability to my pain. You're being a Karen.
I'm talking about.
Oh my god!
Wow.
He's so content though.
I'm
Hold
not a
accountability
Karen
to the pain.
I'm not a Karen, and I'm not going to cancel
Not
you,
a
and I'm
Karen,
not going
I'm
to uncensor you. I'm simply going to challenge you on what you're saying.
You can't.
I think
you
you
can't
don't
cancel me.
understand the pain that you've been causing with some of these comments. And I think that one in particular, I can understand.
Oh my God. God forbid one comment could cause people to
I don't think it was one comment though.
It was many comments.
It was literally hundreds, might even be thousands.
feel any
Again,
of the pain
you don't shut up about this.
that my people have went through for years.
Years.
Even like the blacks being ushered to the left during the civil rights movement.
During this, ushered to the left during the civil rights movement? Is he talking? Okay, that's like 5% true. There's a quote from Lyndon B. Johnson, who was president at the time during the civil rights movement, that says, like, you know, oh, if we pass the Equal Rights Act, we'll have burgers voting for Democrats for generations. Thank you, Browns. And but so yeah, that's like 5% true, but also like Democrats, that it is the same political side regardless of the title, since like, you know, the conception of the party, right? Like in the Civil War era, you know, then there was a party flip in the 1930s. So they haven't been ushered to that side. They've always favored the party that freed the slaves, right? Everyone's like, oh, it was the Republicans, but this is pre the party switch around the 30s or so. That's why, you know, you see Republicans with Confederate flags and everything everywhere. And, you know,
that's just a coincidence.
Oh, yeah. You see, you know, you go down south and you see a bunch of Confederate flags and nothing but Democrat houses, right? Nothing but Democrats flying.
Listen, the Confederacy fandom, like there's a lot of like loud minorities in there, you know. No pun intended.
We gotta take care of them. Yeah, so it's been the same side. So believe it or not, black people favored what was the equivalent of Democrats back then and do generally to this day. I think it's like 70-something% are to the Democrats. They're not being ushered over to that side. That's the same thing. Like, it's the same script literally every black conservative has. I think for myself. I'm independent. I think for myself. Fucking good for you. You're not special. You're not original. We've heard this shit. We've heard your fucking bullshit fucking grift.
It's weird. It's weird. It might just be a coincidence that all of the people who are like really loud and annoying about thinking for themselves and doing their own research are never right.
Also think the exact same way.
Yeah.
I think for myself, I don't want human rights, actually.
Cared
Why does
about black
why does
people.
okay, why
no,
does
no,
all right.
No one is.
Let me say, I agree that the racism against black people has been utterly deplorable, shameful, unacceptable.
Whoa, why are you getting fucking woke on us here, Pierce Morgan?
I thought we were uncensored here on Piers Morgan Uncensored.
God, the world is beginning to move to a better place about the way it is treated black
what
people
about-
like you. However,
Shut the
one
fuck up,
form of
Jesus
racism
Christ.
here
No,
doesn't
it's
justify.
almost in a better place.
Well,
But you
one
see,
form of
the way
racism
you're
doesn't
cutting me
justify
off
another.
It's not a better
I'm
place.
not cutting you off. I'm finishing my sentence so you can respond. One
It's
form
not-
of racism.
it's not-
One
it's not
form of
racism.
racism. It is racism when you say I'm going deaf, dumb, free,
clarify
and
the
Jewish
truth.
people.
I love that.
Yeah, right.
Did he say deaf or death? Let's watch his.
One
not
form of
racism.
racism. It is racism when you say I'm going deaf, dumb, free,
clarify
and
the-
Jewish
You said death country. That's awesome. That's a nice little dig. There.
people. That's racism. It
No,
is.
it's not.
It
I
is.
thought you had.
I thought you were with me on this. I thought you were a Trumper.
A platform where I could explain how I felt. You don't care about how I
Motherfucker, you've been talking uninterrupted for like 32 minutes at this point. He gets 3 sentences in, and all of a
You
sudden...
won't shut up.
feel. You just want to shut me up. You don't want me to say out
You wanna
loud
shut
what
me
my
up.
people have been going through.
I do.
Or do you?
I do. I'm very happy
So
to
what
do
have
that.
my people have been going through? What,
Or do
what
you?
led me to that point?
Or do you?
My
What
point is,
led me?
He asked the question, and he fucking... Oh my god.
Person, a successful, influential,
He doesn't know how production works. He's fucking with us, Mike.
extremely attractive person to get to that point.
I am not doubting for a moment that
Contains
you will
moderately
feel
strong
genuine
language.
pain about the racism against you and other black people in America. Not for 1 second would I
Racism by who?
deny that.
Racism by who?
Well, by anybody. I think any form of
Racism by who?
racism is wrong. Any form of racism is wrong.
I didn't say DEFCON on anybody though.
You said DEFCON
Yes,
3
you-
on Jewish people, specifically Jewish people. You didn't say any particular Jewish person.
He's
You
tired
said-
of the racism from Jewish people. He's had enough.
Of course.
Well, I mean,
I'd almost argue that black people were in America longer than Jewish people. That might be totally wrong, but I'm pretty sure
I
that
don't know.
that is.
they've probably both all been here for about the same amount of time.
I've been here the whole time.
I've been here the whole time.
said basically all of them. That is racism, yay. And I think if you were honest with yourself, given the fallout from this, you would think again about how you phrased that sentence. Because actually, you didn't mean all Jewish people.
Given
did
the
you?
fallout.
He's doing voices. He did voices when he was on Alex Jones' show. He was making fun of Netanyahu, but he was giving him like a Mickey Mouse type voice. You know, Netanyahu.
Bro's going, I know you are, but what am I to DEFCON 3
Do you care
on
about
Jewish
the
people?
hurt you
Ray
got?
Poupon Morgan, or the fuck this guy's name is.
Piers Morgan.
Yeah,
Can you
Piers Morgan.
Another one of these, actually. I'm sorry.
Yeah, fetch me another one, wench.
Did you make me a sandwich?
Jewish
What
people?
fallout?
Well, you were removed from
What
various.
fallout?
You were
I
removed
love
from
Jewish.
social media.
Oh, wait a second. You're not allowing me to talk, Chris.
Oh,
You're not
Piers.
allowing me.
Chris.
Chris? Chris Morgan.
Chris.
Who the fuck is Chris?
You're not letting me talk, Chris. Who the fuck is Chris? Yes.
Where is
I'm
Kanye
Chris.
right now?
Chris is the other
You're not allowing
person
me
in the
to
room with
talk,
Kanye that
Chris.
he's actually
I'm
been
You're not
Piers.
allowing me to
I'm
talk,
Piers.
the entire
Chris.
time.
I'm Piers. I'm Piers.
Oh, I thought it was the same person.
He's American. I'm British.
Someone someone brick Kanye's phone.
He's
Some brave soul out there.
his whole life. He's always perpetually happy, no matter what he's doing. I'll give him that. He's always fucking smiling and fucking.
Is that what him like looking down?
Look at
Has been.
fucking Piers. Look at fucking Piers Morgan right now. He
Listen,
looks so
Chris, shut up, Chris.
Look at Piers Morgan. He looks so uncomfortable.
So the thing is, I want to bring joy to the world. I'm a composer, right? And this is a symphony. Our life is a symphony. We have so many beautiful ideas, but I feel that
You fucking cut Pierce off from making a salient point to fucking give us joy to the world.
Yeah, that one.
Anti-Semite has been a wall, a cloak that allows Jewish businessmen, boom, I'll only be the police officer that says, hey, this guy with the gun is the only person going to jail. I'll be the first person that does that in history,
he's so
right?
for real. He's so
What
real.
the fuck are you talking about?
He's just repeating the same thing he's said probably 18 times at this point. You know, here's the thing is that, like, you know, Kanye has given a lot of people, you know, the green light to express the things that he's saying now. If you look at the signature of any Andrew Torba's emails from Gab, he always ends it with "Jesus is King," which, you know, is literally a phrase already. But that he started doing that after Kanye released "Jesus is King," so as like shorthand for "I endorse Kanye and therefore I'm not racist."
Look, no one else.
There's the lyric in World War III. You know, how does it go? Franz, how does that lyric go?
I gave my cousin head.
No, I don't think.
No,
it's
no, that's the other one.
Oh, how can I be acting like Hitler when I'm a fucking buddy?
Yes, that one. I don't think he said buddy though. What was the lyric?
Nick. Sorry, mic cut out. Got too loud.
Sorry, we can't say that word here. Stephanie Bri is gonna disapprove of us.
This car riding with the guy with the gun and the drugs is going to jail. Are you happy? I'll play by rules that are not played by for my people, just for the sake of this conversation.
I don't want you playing by any.
So
I don't want you playing by any.
That makes you happy, right?
I don't want you to say things just to
He's
make
doing
you
this for
happy.
Piers Morgan.
That's what colonizers do, is give us rules.
That's what colonizers do.
Calm down,
I'm not trying to censor you. All I'm saying to you is, when you use a phrase, like I'm going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people.
Did you hear what I just said, though?
Yes, I did.
We're past that. We're past that in a conversation.
We're not past
Did you hear what I just said?
Stop talking about it,
Are you
please.
happy that I said I'll focus?
Let me explain
Are you happy that I said?
I know. I heard what you just.
Whoa, brother! Why are you talking over me?
Let me respond.
Yay, Chris.
Calm down, Chris. He keeps calling him fucking Chris.
What a fucking.
Who is Chris? Is there Chris in the call?
That is the thing I think he's talking about like some other interview.
I'm Chris.
He's like referencing the guy.
Let's respond.
But like,
the
thing that I'm learning through this interview is that, not just, we already knew that Kanye was like a bigoted person and is insane, but he's also like a pussy.
Mm-hmm.
Because like he. I guess that sort of comes with him being insane, because like whenever like anyone says anything that's like, what did you actually mean by this thing that you said? He like goes on a rant and then makes Mickey Mouse noises and then says the same thing for the 20th time.
He just jibber jabbers, man.
He just keeps going.
I'm glad that this is the stream that has the number 1350 on stream the whole time.
And what's so significant about that number?
Yeah, what's wrong
Google
with that
it.
one?
Respond, right? I'm simply saying what you've just said is not what you said on your Instagram post, and you know it, right? If you have a problem with particular businessmen who happen to be Jewish, that is a concern for you.
And you know it.
So you talk about all Jewish people.
But brother, what is the point? Brother, do you want me to grow from the statement? I just told you, okay, I was in a position where I've been hurt and
I've been victimized by
sure, man.
Mid sneeze here.
This is the way I had the right to express myself.
Yeah, by going DEFCON 3. I was just expressing myself because of all the hatred I've been getting from Jewish people. I said we should reopen Auschwitz. What's wrong with that? I've been hurt.
Is that so much? Whatever happened to freedom of speech?
I got so many mean comments over that. It was really uncalled for.
Dude, he just, all I did was say I'm going DEFCON 3 before going to fucking bed one night.
The point of this interview is for you to
We're gonna
question
skip ahead a little more.
The point of this interview
the
is for you to
pain
agree
and the
with
truth of
me.
what I'm talking about and what led.
Proof.
I think it entirely depends. Honestly, look, part of me wants to say yes to that, but I do think there is a line, and we should all be mindful of the line. And the line to me is I don't think any form of racism or perceived racism should ever be tolerated.
Woke.
I don't think that is free
Bigot.
speech.
Wow.
It's just hate speech. And I think one of the problems with what you said
that's
about the
really
Jewish
funny
people
coming from him because several times he's always been like, trans people, blah, 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 blah. I disagree with the existence of trans people, and that's part of his free speech.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
was the more generic way that you phrased that sentence. People didn't understand you were talking about specific business people you'd had a problem with.
This is 40 minutes later after.
This is all he talks about.
That's awesome.
They thought you genuinely meant you were going DEFCON 3 on all Jewish people. And they took that to be a blatant form of anti-Semitism. I think you've explained in this interview that was not your intention at all, which is good. But I think if you're asking me to...
I think I'm having a real hard time fucking parsing what the hell you're talking...
But also, like, he's just making shit up because that isn't what he said.
Interpret what you've just said yourself, that would be my interpretation. That, you're work in progress, and sometimes you say stuff
I didn't just
which
explain.
doesn't quite get over what you're really meaning.
Sometimes you say things like, I'm going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people, and people interpret that as anti-Semitic. Crazy.
But what I really mean is, I don't want it to be settled. I don't want...
Wasn't there a period of time where Kanye was like living in the bleachers of like his high school gymnasium or something for a little bit? Does anyone remember this?
That seems in character.
Well,
unfortunately, our research team is out sick right now, so we can't verify this. So
I don't want to be forgiven by Jewish people until we get to what the problem really is. I don't want, like Elon, he got on.
I'm going to be bigoted to everyone else until people stop being bigoted to me. And it's like, motherfucker, how much money you got? Didn't you say earlier in this interview you have like $120 million? Yeah, you really got it down bad. You're being kept down from the fucking big government, from the Jewish conspiracy.
Of course, the issue here is the man.
You are the man, Kanye. Kanye.
You are the bomb.
Kanye, the position that you are in makes you the fucking man. You are the one that's the fucking oppressor. Because you're going after random motherfuckers saying, DEFCON 3 on all Jewish people. I believe those were the exact words. You are the man.
You are the man.
On Twitter, he said, I talked to Ye, he took it to heart. And I liked my boy standing up for me, but I was like, the fight isn't done, though. Everybody, white media, left media, they just want to squash the fight. They want to keep the pain of George Floyd going, right? But they don't want the pain of our representatives.
What did Elon Musk say to you about the tweet, out of interest?
Hey, Kanye, you're kind of making me look bad here. Hey, he's checking the psychic connection here. He's getting him up on the Terry A. Davis mind telephone.
Hitting him up on the side.
It's vague to me right now. I don't want to misquote him.
What was the general?
It's vague to me.
What was the general point?
He sent me a picture of a Doge.
What's funny is that this is him actively thinking. But this is literally the exact, the amount of time it takes him to actually think about something. That's how slow he is. There's a part where, in the Alex Jones stream where he calls Alex Adam. And he says, Adam. Wait, no, Alex. And Alex just goes, that's okay. Alex was really accommodating on that episode, which is very strange to hear him say.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? Yeah, I'm not bothered by the fact that you forgot my very simple 4-letter name and took a really long time to remember it. I'm a host. I'm keeping things moving. I'm keeping things professional. It's me, Adam Jones.
I mean, Adam Jones is nothing.
It's vague
not
to me.
Good, yes.
It's truly vague to me. I'm an honest person. I tell you what it was.
Honest person. Some might say too much.
What I keep on saying, it's just always about this tweet. It's so much more. If you look back at this interview, and it's like a direction arrow, it's more in the direction of fixing the statement than fixing the problem.
I think both
that's my problem.
I understand, but I would say to that, I think they're two different things.
This Piers Morgan interview isn't going to solve racism.
And I accept that part of what you were trying to do and the point you were trying to make, I completely understand it, because you've explained it in more detail. On Elon Musk, there is a suggestion that when he gets control of Twitter, which seems likely now, that he will bring you back, he'll bring Donald Trump back. Do you think that would be right?
But how old is this?
It'll be lit.
I think it's an old interview.
I thought this was the one that... Oh, this is from 2 years ago. Oh, fuck. I mean,
it's still funny.
There was one where apparently he was doing an interview with Sneeko. And is this the one?
2 years ago, I interviewed
Okay,
Kanye.
this is the one that I wanted. I'm sorry,
Okay,
everyone.
Now the real video.
Now the real video.
Now we have the full context. That's what we were doing this whole time.
Called him Chris 16 times in that. That was so funny.
Has he learned his name in all those years?
For anti-Semitic outbursts, most outrageously.
Can I just say, by the way, I've always called it anti-Semitic, but I've heard a lot of people say anti-Semitic, and I felt like I was
That's usually how I hear it.
Yeah. But, like, now I feel like I hear anti-Semitic more. What do you guys think?
I still hear anti-Semitic.
So you hear it with, like, the I sound and not the E sound?
Yeah.
I usually hear it with the E.
I think I do too.
Yeah.
Well, I used to hear it a lot with the E sound. That's why, I'd even see people write it out like Semitic, like Semetic.
Yeah.
Instead of Semitic. And I say it as Semitic because that's just how it's spelled and how you're supposed to say it. Anti-Semitic is a complete misnomer, but...
Tweeted that he wanted to go DEFCON 3 on Jewish people.
Does he call it death? I know it's anti-Semitic, but... People are just stupid. Yeah, I know.
He tweeted that he wanted to go DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. It was a heated interview. It was a long interview. I held him to account. I told him his remarks were offensive. He caused many people a lot of pain. And he gave me some back, of course. He called me a Karen.
Gave me some pain.
Fair enough.
Stop calling me Chris.
Called me Chris.
Called me a Karen.
Is that like his own version of a Karen? Like a male Karen is a Chris?
Yeah, at least we had a mostly grown-up conversation. These constant tirades, against Jewish people.
Vulnerability to my pain. You're being a constant.
And he said it.
And we'll have the top lawyers.
Ye West is rarely out of the headlines at the moment. It's fair to say the headlines are equally rarely positive. The rapper, producer, and fashion designer is currently working on a new album. Several new tracks were previewed on a recent live stream with his friend Sneeko. We all know this because X has allowed him to carry on doing it to his 33 million followers. I've argued for a long time his account should be shut down.
The hate that you put out for people that
this is the fuck. Yes. It's fucking 18 hours of prelude here. Really, Piers Morgan?
Sir.
Okay.
Well, gotta get it to 10 minutes.
Look at fucking Sneeko here looking like fucking retarded Howie Mandel.
Why is Sneeko here? Who gives a shit about Sneeko?
For his razor-sharp, salient political commentary. The motherfucker that couldn't pronounce... Wait, no, that was Aiden Ross.
Okay, I think...
Guy who didn't know what fucking magazine.
Here's my pitch. Here's my pitch for how we get one step closer to world peace. Someone DDoS twitch.tv. Shut that website down. We don't need it anymore. It's a failed experiment.
Yeah, we'll just stick to Kick.
One step closer.
We turn the internet off.
I think Twitch could stay up. Actually, turn the rest of them off.
Yeah,
Twitch is fine now.
Ever since they went,
but also bronze. One step closer.
One step closer.
Take 2 steps back. We go together 'cause opposites attract, and it ain't fiction, just a natural fact.
Shut up!
Together 'cause opposites attract.
When I last interviewed, we had a long conversation. And since then, a lot has happened in your life.
And since then, I've stopped.
And so I'm grateful for the opportunity to try and talk to you about some of this.
Motherfucker's on his phone. Doesn't give a fuck.
Your life is at the moment.
My life is like a video.
I mean, you see that view?
Yeah.
You see that view? Yeah.
Cool, man.
How's your life?
The fuck are we doing here?
Well, you see that view? Yeah. You see mine. I'm in a penthouse right now in New York City.
Your life is good?
Is that what that means? I'm miserable. This is the worst view I've ever seen.
I mean, it does look overcast. There's actually not much to look at. It's just the water.
Look at that big rock in the background.
There's some trees.
Well, judge it on the view as the answer to how my life is.
It's like a 6 out of 10 view. It's not. There's nothing to look at.
Why is he answering "How was your day, Ben?" with a riddle?
Clear skies ahead. It symbolizes the future. Open pasture,
the big rock represents the darkness in your soul.
So is Sneeko going to be like his translator? He has to explain everything he says.
It's a beautiful place.
What did he say?
Judge me by the view.
Well, the view is Mallorca. I've been there.
I thought he said it's mediocre. I thought he said the view's mediocre.
Honestly, if I were doing the interview, I would be like, I've seen better. Anyways.
It's a beautiful place, and for all intents and purposes, Mallorca. I've been there. It's a beautiful place, and for all intents and purposes.
Does he say intensive purposes?
Well, the view is Mallorca. I've been there. It's a beautiful place, and for all intents and purposes.
He definitely says intensive purposes there. That's hilarious. For all intensive purposes, Piers Morgan. Go.
I thought this was uncensored.
It is uncensored, but it's not fucking educated. All intensive purposes. This man's like 69 years old or some shit, and he thinks it's intensive. What is an intensive purpose? Compared to what?
A soft purpose.
A non-intensive purpose? He's 60.
You seem very...
Intensive purposes.
Relaxed and happy. That is in direct contrast to your public image at the moment over the last couple of years, led by your ferocious... Well, hang on, let me finish the question. Led by your ferocious...
Shut your mouth.
No, but I already disagree. It's not in contrast. There's so many people and artists that are championing the idea of someone being able to just express who they really are and have been able to go through the war
his true self.
Of being attacked by the banks, attacked,
attacked by the banks. That of course means nothing.
That's the best way to put it.
Well, what he's talking about, okay, so he owed back taxes at some point. His bank notified said that he owed back taxes, which, like, I would be shocked if he didn't. And they were saying, oh, they're trying to put me in jail. It's like, no, just pay your taxes.
Being attacked by the banks and to still be here with this view is, that's the win. So I think I'm in contrast to your contrast.
Evasion. Win.
Okay, but the point I was going to make is that I watch what you put out on X. You got 32 million followers, so you're one of the most followed people.
I think this interview's already gone wrong.
Look right now. You're not going to take inches off my dick, bro. Like
what? Excuse me.
I mean, you know what they say? Minecraft won't add inches to your cock.
I mean, this is uncensored.
Is he like trying to? No, take an exact look. It's not 32 million. It might be like 32.1.
How many followers do I have?
Well, how many is it?
I think you could do the study. You got a whole staff over there.
I thought it was 32 million. How many is it? You obviously know.
I mean, no. I mean, don't help them out. You know they.
I'm told it's 33 million now. So congratulations. Okay.
So congratulations. 33 million. I'm told it's 33 million now. So congratulations.
Slightly bigger following than I thought.
No.
what I'm saying.
What are we doing here?
Why did he interview him again?
They're arguing
Has Con-
over... Dude, he's such a distractor. You can't get a word in with him because he's just he's making you look up his fucking Twitter followers.
Has Kanye West ever had an intelligent, meaningful conversation with anyone?
I mean, when he's talking about things like the music industry or whatever, he has salient points about that. But that, you know, you're not gonna take inches on my dick. Get the exact number right now. I'm told it's 33 million, so slightly more than I thought. Congratulations.
How did he not win the presidency?
Oh, he's going. Don't worry. And
I forgot that he ran in 2020.
what's his face?
Yeah.
Nick Fuentes is gonna be his running mate. Wait, can he be his running mate?
Probably.
Well, how old is he? 27? I don't think he's old enough.
He's young. Oh yeah, he's too young.
Oh shit.
He's 26. He's turning 27 this year.
Hashtag rape Nick Fuentes.
No, congratulations. Your information is correct. You're not just some, dude trying to sub. I'm a gift, bro.
You're not just some dude trying to sub. My God.
You know what I mean?
This is obnoxious.
It's not that long.
All you people in media.
No, this is
act like
awful
you
just to
haven't
watch.
played my
Imagine
songs at
like
your weddings
talking
or
to him.
graduations or at funerals or when your
As you're
child
talking
was
to him.
born. You
Why
take
the
somebody
fuck is
that's living
Sneeko
like
here?
a.
He hasn't said anything.
You mentioned graduations, and speaking of graduation, no, that was an album that you should download.
Fuck it. The only reason Sneako's here is because. Fuck, sorry, I'm yawning. Fuck, okay. The only
Because
they
reason
need
Kanye
a
is sleeping on Sneeko's couch.
I'm gonna kill both of you. The only reason Sneako's here is because Kanye didn't know where to put Sneeko after they got done fucking because the interview was so quick after.
Yeah.
A Lennon, a Michael Jackson, and you just take all this time to just that nuance right there. It's idiotic. It just shows the hate that you put out for people that put love. There's so much love in the art that I
with all
put out.
due
There's just
respect,
so many,
what are you talking about? I haven't said.
That's the question of the day.
Good.
Piers Morgan says what we're all thinking, bro. He says what
that's
we're
what I'm
all
noticing.
fucking thinking. With all due respect, Ye, what do you... You're fucking
what the
psycho.
Anything.
What are you talking about? It's 30. Okay, now you're not taking accountability or responsibility.
You said it. You implied I haven't played your music. Of course I played your music.
No, sir. This is what you get for now. We can circle back when you can count.
Okay.
What?
Okay.
Where's he gone, Sneeko?
Yeah.
That's it for Ye.
He could
It's
speak.
nice to meet you, Piers.
Where's he gone?
I think he's just going back to work. There's several things he's working on. I was not aware he was going to leave like this, but it seems like...
Does he talk with Sneeko longer than Kanye?
So
Yes.
it's all just a game, is it? Is that the idea?
Followers. Well, I mean, life is a video game, is it?
Oh my god.
Oh, good God.
My life is like a video game!
Do you
Finally,
think we could
someone
get on
says it.
Piers Morgan uncensored?
Oh my God. Literally, you can, if you really, wanted to, it doesn't take any effort at all. You could just get at, the top of, conservative grifter, media at all. It's not hard. You just have to have no soul. You just say the words, and they're like, wow, someone's saying the words.
No, I just
You
wonder
need to
what
get
the
us on-
point of this exercise
Paulie, you need to
was.
get us on
Was he
Piers Morgan
supposed to
I'm
on
say
so
anything or not?
sad that I have morals and a conscience. I could have $5 million.
Piers is I just want to know what the point of all this shit was.
Are you supposed to do an interview? But I mean, the amount of Twitter followers, something like that, it's patronizing for no reason. You said his name incorrectly. You know his name is Ye. This is very public about that.
Yeah, Chris.
Hopefully we could do it. I think that this was good. We were prepared for a good interview. But come on, you know what you were doing.
Is Sneeko his fucking lawyer? Is that what the purpose is? The great minds of the streamer age. Fucking Sneeko.
What do you think I'm doing?
I think you were trying to patronize very intentionally by getting those
Patronize is the word with the most syllables that he knows.
two things, under his skin. Maybe it could have been about past interviews or because of what happened yesterday. But I mean, this information is not that difficult to get right.
Got your information wrong, Piers. Now you don't get your fucking...
Yeah, we called him Ye, and we got his Twitter following count wrong by
That's a
1
real
million,
shame. I wanted to listen to
32
Kanye not
33
answer
million.
questions for an hour.
Also, for the record, you guys dicked us around yesterday, and you seem to find that very entertaining and amusing in your live stream, which I'm sure you will now. You kept all my crew in Spain and here waiting, and then wasted their time. And then you got us all back now, and you've wasted our time again. And you again may find that funny and entertaining, and that's fine. I don't. I think it's a total waste of everyone's time and effort and money.
Well, I mean, it is. I was ready for the interview yesterday, too. My time is important as well, regardless if it was wasted.
No,
we
it's
have
not.
to admit, this is somewhat entertaining. You know, this is going to be
Sneeko.
laughed at.
What else do you do?
Okay, this isn't a fucking comedy show. We're trying to make news here. We're trying to get the fucking story out there. And you're fucking around being like, oh, you know, how can I make this entertaining? It's not the point of the show.
You see, the issue here is that I don't like Piers Morgan.
I don't like anyone here. I think they should all die. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that exact thing, but the fact that you're making me be like, yeah, why don't you give more respect to what Piers Morgan is trying to do here? that shows just how far Kanye has fallen.
I'll be right back.
To be fair, I don't know why Piers Morgan even bothered. He had to have known this wouldn't work. Because now what he's accidentally done is he's gratified Sneeko enough that he now gets an interview on television.
Yeah.
You think we could get on Piers Morgan?
Well, they let anyone on, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Well, they're like, sorry, I'm yawning a lot. They're like anal probing us, and they're like, hey, this
Is
one
it,
looks
by the
good.
way, I just gotta ask, is it just Piers Morgan that they're dicking around with? Because I haven't seen him on any other interviews. Did you just think he's like, they just like fucking with him in particular?
I guess. Unless we find out who this mysterious Chris might be.
Yeah, I do like, that is quite rich that he goes, oh, you said his name wrong, and they called him Chris 16 times in the last interview.
Chris Farley.
Chris Farley, there he is. We lost him, guys.
Oh shit, Chris Farley's been dead for a while.
Chris Farley's been dead for 30 fucking years, yes.
How does that die?
Cocaine!
Lol.
That's the most famous thing about him.
Lol.
What do you mean, how did he die?
That's the most anything that anyone under 25 knows about Chris Farley is that he died.
Yeah. You know, that's, what do you mean, how did you know
Where have you been?
How do you know of Chris Farley and not know
You're
that
not gonna like the answer.
The original Shrek.
No, from a fucking The Left Right song.
Okay.
Well,
What's
it's not what I
What's
expected.
entertaining?
That was funny. That's undeniably walking off right into the beginning of an interview is funny.
Yeah, that was funny. That was a good joke. Yeah, now we're just sitting here in fucking silence and we gotta fill fucking time.
Yeah.
Now it's wrapped back around. It's kind of funny.
Out of interest,
subjective.
Out of interest, what do you do
Purely
with him?
suggestive, I guess. Why does Sneeko only talk when fucking Piers Morgan is talking? By the way,
why does Sneeko talk?
He can only be talking. He can only be talking if it's to shut someone else up, to drown someone else out.
I'm working on several films right now. I am streaming out.
Fuck off, dude. No, you're not. You're working on
Turn this shit off.
Like Fast and the Furious 19 or some shit. You're not working on films.
Out here,
I'm in the new Scorsese.
No, he's making the Sneeko movie for his Sneeko.
Is he making the Sneeko movie?
No. I don't know if he is.
Has he joined Channel Awesome?
And I work on things behind the scenes. Some
things behind the scenes.
Inspiration for art. I'm just there to
I'm working on
try to help fulfill his vision.
Art.
Well, let me ask you the questions I would have asked him. So, I mean, out of interest, what is with his obsession with Hitler? Why is he so rampantly anti-Semitic?
I'm not going to answer questions on his behalf.
Well, you're going to have to because he's not there.
Why are you here?
What's it? What's that?
He's not there. Literally, he's dropping a track today called Heil Hitler. Why are you happy to be associated with somebody like that out of interest?
I'm not going to speak on his art and his vision while he's not here.
I'm asking you why you're happy to be associated with somebody who most of the world believes is now a rampant anti-Semite.
Well, you're associated as well. Your show's called Piers Morgan Uncensored. You tried to get him censored on X. What? And here you are on the days we're going to release this song doing an interview with him. So we're all involved here. It's not like I'm the only one complicit.
Yeah. The reason I wanted to get him on was because I don't think anyone holds him to account for anything he does on X. And in fact, he deliberately breaches all of X's rules, and yet he does it with impunity.
I like that he exclusively calls it X, by the way. You can tell someone's politics. Yeah. That's like, what do you call it? Twitter or X. You can tell their politics just from that.
And is allowed to do it.
That's the political litmus test for you.
Or if they're a business, they say X, formerly Twitter.
Whereas millions of other accounts get suspended for far less offences. So I was going to ask him directly, which is why I mentioned his X following. I was going to ask him about what he puts on X and why he does this, why he continually attacks Jewish people, why he continually celebrates Adolf Hitler. And then I'm curious about, given he's not there, can't answer these questions, what your association is with this guy and whether you're comfortable to be associated with somebody who most people consider to be an anti-Semite.
I think I just answered this question. And these are good questions. I think I just answered half.
We haven't answered the question, have you?
But I mean, if I did, you said, "What are you doing out here?" And I said, "I'm doing films and I'm recording."
That's not what he just asked. You fucking illiterate baboon. That's not the. He asked, "Why do you associate with someone that says, 'Hail Hitler,' this and that?" Like he sells shirts with a swastika on it. Like there's nothing else. There's nothing else to it. It's not. Oh, that's actually a commentary. There's nothing else there to even like subtract it. It's not. There's no satire. It is a swastika.
Behind the scenes, and I'm streaming, and I'm editing and helping fulfill his
vision. Have you been helping him with the track Heil Hitler?
No, I don't. I'm not a music guy. And if you want,
I'm not a music guy. Oh, that's why he's not a music guy.
Oh, that's the reason.
That's the one reason why.
Understandable.
I'm not a music guy. I don't get music. I don't listen to music because I don't enjoy people or art or humanity.
I wanted to get questions about his Twitter or X correct. Then you should have got the number of followers correct. That was something intentional that you knew what you were doing.
So I got the size of his dick wrong. Is that what you said?
Shut the fuck up. I hate all of these
if you know
people.
everything else that he's tweeting,
you
should have got that right as well.
Oh, don't be so pathetic, Sneaker. Honestly, what you're trying to do is you're trying to get good content which will promote you, Sneeko. And I'm just curious how you, Sneeko, deal with the fact that you are so openly associating yourself now with somebody who seems to worship Adolf Hitler and is pro the Nazis. Do you feel comfortable about that?
No, we worship God. There's a
he worships Adolf Hitler.
I'm here promoting this. We could talk about how pathetic it is that
Adolf Hitler.
That you were essentially working for Israel.
Sorry, a fucking nuke just hit behind.
It's God. He's pissed.
The cloud is coming. What the fuck? Like the camera shakes.
He worships Adolf Hitler.
That you were essentially working for Israel up until a couple months ago and promoting
when was I working for Israel?
Like genocide and not pushing back.
When was I working for Israel?
If it's pathetic.
Oh yeah, you're criticizing us for worshiping Hitler. Well, you supported Israel. Okay. Okay. Those are the same.
This may sound harsh, but I believe everyone involved in the story.
To make films behind the scenes of one of the greatest living artists, probably the greatest living artist.
The greatest living artist.
I don't know. Chapel Roan's pretty good.
He was.
You point the finger at you.
He certainly was a great. He was a great artist. Unfortunately, he's become a rampant anti-Semite who adores Adolf Hitler, embraces Nazism, uses swastika slogans.
I'm pretty sure he says he loves everyone.
To sell his merchandise.
I'm not going to speak for him.
And has a new record out called Heil Hitler. So forgive me if I don't currently see him as one of the world's great artists. Everything you're saying in this question is incorrect.
Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't.
Everything you're saying in this question is incorrect.
Sorry?
The song isn't out. the song isn't out for one, and two, he says he loves everyone. He says he loves Jews. He says he loves Hitler. He says he loves everybody. But
so when he said, let me ask you, given you're the one sitting there, he said Jews were better as slaves.
I'm having a hard time like making commentary on this because I just like hate everyone involved and I don't want to listen to them.
Yeah. Oh, he didn't say he hates Jews. He said he loves everyone, including Hitler.
Especially.
He loves Hitler. You know, he loves God. He loves Hitler on the same level. On the level.
Yeah.
Are you? He probably doesn't see anything wrong with this.
Yeah, no, he believes it.
Yeah, he doesn't see how that's fucked up.
And make them into your slaves. You then said make your Jews work for you, but watch them as close as you can. Whip the Jews. You comfortable with that, Sneaker?
I think I find it funny. That's not something that I would do personally. I don't whip anybody.
You think it's funny?
That's not something I.
What the fuck?
That's pretty funny. What do you
think? Listen, we're all entitled to our own opinions, you know.
Hey, Siri, I got this tweet you posted here. Looking at these Jews here, these guys is stupid. Liquefy them in the cheap paint. Your thoughts?
Yeah.
It was kind of funny. It was just kind of funny.
I don't think you know what humor is really.
Whipping Jews,
slavery,
using Jews as slaves.
Oh, I wouldn't do that personally, but I think it's funny. I wouldn't do it personally.
Oh, using the Jews as slaves. Are we going back to ancient fucking Egypt?
By the way, that's totally a Mott and Bailey there, where he's going like, "Well, you supported Israel, and they're killing like Palestinian kids and stuff." And it's like, you know what? Fair enough as a criticism, but like, how does that exonerate you saying we should enslave Jews and whip Jews? How does that? How does that work?
Fucking Kanye West looking over at Palestine like, I think we should just enslave them all.
I think
the context of that is funny, yeah.
What's the humor? I'm missing the humor.
Is everything fucking... like, everything's a joke to him. Everything's like, oh, well, it's kind of funny, right? Because he got up after the interview just started.
I mean, like, all of these, like, kick streamer losers, like... It's pretty much all they do.
Why is everything fucking for the lulz?
They're like the most irony-poisoned losers. They can never, like, stop for a second, or else they have to, like, reckon with the consequences of their actions.
Or else they won't be able to make the mortgage payment that month on the fucking 18-room mansion.
Yeah.
Humor.
I mean, do you want me to break down a joke for you?
You think it's a joke, do you, about whipping Jews?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a joke because I've been here for a couple weeks and he hasn't whipped any Jews.
Really? So because he hasn't actually whipped any yet,
yeah,
that's a joke.
He really has.
Yeah.
Really has. But Piers, before I leave, I don't want to speak on his behalf. If you're agreeing
what
that
choice
he's
do we
the
have?
greatest living artist right now.
You set this farce up. He's dicked us around. You're the one left. So you're going to have to be accountable for him. Unless you want to walk away too.
Accountable? What do you want to hold me accountable?
If you don't want to answer questions either, you are free to stand up and walk away like a little sniveling
Well, you can ask questions.
Too.
If you have questions for me, then I'll feel free to answer those.
Here's my question for you. Why is your mate Ye?
Is this whole thing going to be interrupting? Or
why is your mate Ye?
The whole thing, literally, you've interrupted him the entire time. I don't think Piers has interrupted you first.
I believe everyone involved in this story.
Give me something else. SRV, tell me your thoughts so far. I'm sorry, I haven't been talking. I'm just mystified here. Like,
I feel like there's only so many ways I could say that this man is very stupid. But he is very stupid.
But he's poisoned, like stupid poisoned. Like it's fucking chronic with him.
Thing just going to be interrupting. Do you want me to speak at all?
You're sounding like Andrew Tate Light, like he's annoying.
Oh wait. Oh, but he's gonna take that as a compliment. He's like, oh, he's a fucking G. So what if he fucking traffics humans?
Your brother we never knew about. Okay, doesn't work with me. Okay, you set this thing up. It's obviously some kind of elaborate prank.
Right in his head right now, he's thinking, wait, do you not like Andrew Tate?
Okay, your team asked me to do this. If you want to be Netanyahu light on TV.
But given you want
Netanyahu light on TV, you don't give a fuck about Palestine. You couldn't even point to it on a fucking map. Like, you're trying to be like, oh yeah, well, you supported Israel. You support the murderous state of Israel, therefore we can be Nazis.
Yeah, he just had one debate note and it just said hypocrisy.
But it's not hypocrisy. These are
He thinks it's
different
hypocrisy.
things. These are completely different things. These are completely different.
No, this is
They are.
This is what dumb people think hypocrisy is.
Given
if you want to be Dave Portnoy with the suit,
it's fine.
Then sure.
Dave Portnoy with the suit instead of the Hawaiian tees. Where's your pizza, Pierce? Pierce of Pizza? Is that your name now? I can see you're trying to be Dave Portnoy right now, clearly. You know, Dave Portnoy, the TikTok guy. Being Dave Portnoy.
Dave Portnoy.
What does he have to do with anything? By the way, Siri, do you even know who Dave Portnoy is?
Hell no.
He does the fucking One Bite pizza reviews, and he's also inexplicably a huge Trump guy. But then the tariffs hit, and he got really mad at Trump because he lost like $7 million. So, and that's the same as Piers Morgan.
Oh yeah, that's what he's doing.
If you want to do ad hominem attacks, then why invite someone on your show? I set this up because your team asked me to do it. I did everything.
Ad hominem attacks. You called them like fucking names multiple times. You called them Dave Portnoy Light and all this shit. Ad hominem attacks. That's the thing he learned that from like literally just took that from a debate thing or something. This whole thing has been ad hominem attacks from Sneeko and then back from Piers Morgan because he has to fill the space now. Because of fucking Kanye flipping out. He has to fill this time slot here.
Thing that I could. If I knew that this would, I'm not here wasting your time. You're angry at me.
I'm not here wasting your time. I just refuse to answer the questions you ask me.
Setting up an interview that you wanted. If you have questions for me, I'm happy to answer those.
Here's
if you want to keep doing insults, there's no point in me being here.
Why did Jay stand up like a sniveling little coward and walk away before I could ask him difficult questions?
For the third time, Piers, I don't know if you have a hearing problem, but I'm not going to answer questions on another man's behalf. But
really?
Thank you for
He's refusing to look at him. He's looking. What is he looking at? He's looking over at to the side.
Oh, Kanye has the cue cards up.
I know you set up the interview with him.
Another time, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, tell him from me he's a sniveling little coward, and he's an anti-Semite and a Hitler worshipper. That's what I would have asked him if he'd had the balls to sit there and take the questions.
All right, we're done.
And there you are, proudly associating yourself with him. Good luck to you, Sneeko. Everyone can see you for what you are. Piers Morgan Uncensored is proudly independent. The only boss around here is me.
I got jump scared by
enjoy
something
our show.
happening.
We offer only one simple thing. Hit subscribe on YouTube and follow Piers Morgan Uncensored.
Be sure to smash that like button.
On Spotify and
everyone, here's my call to action for this
stream.
Block Piers Morgan on every platform. Block Kanye West on every platform, and I hope something funny happens to Sneeko.
I seriously doubt this is independent, by the way. I'm sure that there's a lot of dark money, fucking fossil fuel fracking money being funded into this. It's the same thing with every... here's the thing that people don't talk about. People act like left-right media is the same. It's structurally and fundamentally not. Right-wing media like Fox News and... Newsmax and One American News Network, they were all in Steven Crowder just recently got exposed as being funded by fucking Russia. Tim Pool, same thing, funded by Russia. Yeah. There's a lot of dark money that gets funneled into that. They're propped up by fossil fuel corporations and literally Dr. Evil. It's just billions of dollars getting channeled into those things. Ben Shapiro is another example. They take checks from literal, this is not figurative, literal British lords that have business contracts over here in America to create propaganda here. Left-wing media doesn't have that. They don't have... A lot of left-wing media is supported, literally independently. Especially left-wing streamers, they get money from Twitch or ads or just donations from people. There's no CNN, I guess, but they also get a lot of fucking dark money too, and they get they have some propaganda on that network as well. But what else is there for left-wing media? There's no mainstream left-wing media. That doesn't exist. It's not a thing.
We have Vosh.
Vosh. Yeah, but Vosh is independent. A lot of like independent left-wing like resources, like actual publishers. If you take a look at the highest paid political pundits, except for Cenk Uygur, literally every single other one are Republican or right-wing because they're getting money from fucking literally enemies of America, like Russia.
Well, yeah, the right has the biggest television network of all time, and all of the richest people in the entertainment industry of all time, and we have Destiny.
Yes.
So I think we're
that's why they're the little guys, right? That's why they're getting censored and canceled.
Yeah, that's why they're the underdog victims.
Yeah, that's why no one wants to. What's up?
Well, finish your statement because
that's why no one supports them, right? That's why everyone censors them. That's why only the richest people in the world collectively are all Republicans. Go ahead.
All right, so I want to give you a little brain teaser before we move on to the next thing. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So think of the statement, but my income. It's all separate words. But my income. And think of that. Say that out loud.
But my income.
Say it like faster and louder so it gets drilled into your head.
But my income.
All right. Now stand up and try to touch your toes and say that phrase backwards. It's hard to do.
I can't touch my toes.
Get as close as you can. It's hard to do.
I can't even get close.
No, that's a bit much.
I can't even.
Okay.
I can try and like watch this. Like.
And say the statement backwards.
This is literally all I got. That's it. That's all you're getting.
Damn.
I'm never gonna touch. I haven't touched my toes since I was 11 years old. I have muscular dystrophy or some shit. I don't know, bro.
Well, just do that and try to say "but my income" backwards. It's hard to do. It's hard to do, man.
No.
Please.
Okay. That would be.
Anyways.
Fuck you, Polly.
Makni Yim Cup.
Dude, bend over, put your ass out, and say "come in my butt" 4 times. Dude, just fucking do it.
No.
Anyways. Don't we have like a show that we do?
No.
Oh, okay. Goodbye.
Just click the end stream button.
We do have to talk about this woman we found. So
we should probably talk about the thing in the title and thumbnail.
So YouTube has this fun little feature now where they'll like suggest to you small channels on the homepage. It's like a deliberate.
Yeah. Every like the third video in the sidebar is usually like a video with like less than 100 views and is like
which
the
is
dumbest
nice
shit that you've ever heard. Yeah.
I like it because like that's where my videos go.
Yeah, sometimes it has good stuff, but that's also where you find a lot of interesting characters.
Put that on the desk.
There's an intruder in Drake Dragsaw's house.
Nobody help him.
Alright, see ya. I am back, sorry.
I don't mean to alarm you, but there's someone in your house.
Okay.
Is that Amy back there?
No, Amy's dead.
Canonically.
Amy's not alive anymore.
I guess Crackmiser's been fucking... Oh yeah, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
It's not...
anyways.
There's nothing canonical. She is not alive anymore. Forgot to take that off the thing. Anyways.
So yeah, that little feature, there were some interesting things to find.
We found a way to weaponize it.
Yeah, sometimes we find some interesting characters. I believe is that how we found like
Daniel Elevator?
Yeah.
A couple other fellas.
A couple other people.
Yeah.
And we found a new one.
Found a new woman here. Billy the Fridge. There he is.
Yeah, well, there we go.
Yeah.
Billy the Fridge.
To be clear, I think me and Siri, neither of us really know who this is.
Yeah,
so
I have no clue what the hell's going on.
Okay.
Yeah. We're just hearing about this for the first time.
Don't worry. So, this is a video uploaded by Stephanie Bri, right? who's an author,
acclaimed author,
actress,
writer.
musician, writer, godsend. 5 overrated TV shows I still hate. I hate almost as much as putting my fucking CDs straight. What the fuck is that nonsense going on in the background, dude? Holy shit.
Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel.
Sorry, I had to wipe my nose first before I put that in before I start.
Yeah, who would ever do something like that?
My name is Stephanie Bri, and today I'm doing.
What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck? You a meth?
They have to get ready. They gotta get ready for the show.
The fuck? You can catch me fucking around a little bit with my hair or my nose or something. That's because this is live for hours. This is a 10-minute video.
5 overrated TV shows I still can't stand.
I still can't stand. By the way, why
what's that sound in the background?
Oh, that's the reel-to-reel film recorder. She's recording this on a Super 8.
All right.
Even with the passage of time.
Or this is on a projector. We're witnessing on a projector. That's why it keeps like flickering in and out. Even with the passage of time. So this is 5 overrated TV shows that she Stephanie Bri still hates.
So she's like reflecting on these shows and still hates them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even after giving them, the time of day, she still hates them.
To reevaluate these shows, I still think they suck. I'm not gonna go in reverse order where I start with the least, and then this isn't a ranking. I only number them 1 through 5.
Why is it zooming in like that? Is it on a cell phone? It's gotta be on a cell phone or something, right?
I mean, yeah, that's autofocus.
Is it a 3DS?
Keep track of them. So the first show on my list is Cheers. Now I'm gonna throw a curveball out there. Not only do I vehemently hate Cheers.
Oh, Cheers. Oh, I didn't even hear what it was.
Vehemently
hate Cheers.
Cement
what are our opinions on Cheers, guys? I like Cheers. It's very cheap laughs. It's very funny.
From the things that I have seen from Cheers, it seems fine.
It's a totally conventional show. It's way better than like fucking Three's Company and that bullshit that was on.
I like Three's Company. Never seen it. I just like it because there's a song by Skankin' Pickle. I forgot the exact song. I feel bad now.
Every episode of Three's Company is just there will be nothing funnier than misunderstandings.
There's a line in the song that they say, I think like 30 times in a row, where they just say, "I love Three's Company."
I loathe Three's Company.
I love Company.
Hate Cheers. I equally hate its spin-off Frasier.
Have we seen Frasier?
No.
I like Frasier and I like Cheers. I think I like Frasier more. Frasier's actually really clever.
I hear nothing but good things about Frasier, so.
But she doesn't like it. She doesn't get it. Or maybe actually, you know what? Let's not get prejudicial here. Let's see what she has to say about it. These criticisms that are, these rock solid, articulable criticisms.
Cheers was not for me.
Okay,
it's fair.
Okay, we can stop that here.
So is it let's point out the difference between like a criticism and like just an opinion or like an observation. Like a criticism is you saying, essentially, this is something the show did poorly. And had they not done it, the show would actually be better. So it could be like, blocking or framing or character traits or writing, etc. You could say like, this would actually be better if it were written differently. And you need to get specific with that. You can't just say, oh, the writing sucks. That's your opinion. But like a criticism is like an actual articulable thing that you are critiquing of it. But your opinion on it, like, oh, this sucks and this sucks and this sucks. Well, that's worthless. That tells us nothing. You saying, I know that you saying I think Cheers sucks already fucking fits the bill. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, like, saying it's not for me, you can't argue against that. It's really not gonna lead to a big discussion over
it.
it.
Is for you.
No, it is.
You must like it.
Cheers was a show made for
Yes.
adults.
Good job.
At
Yes.
the time I was a kid.
Okay, maybe. I don't know you personally. That might be true.
There's some Neil Diamond on the fucking... Is there two of the exact same Neil Diamond CD right there? Do you see that? What the fuck?
Why is there an industry size like dollar store glue bottle on the table? What is that for?
Aspercream.
Okay.
That's Aspercream. Because, you know...
I thought that was Elmer's.
Elmer's. See, because, like, she never gets out of that fucking chair or anything. She's, like, she's become the woman that's half chair, half woman, right? So, like, she has to use the Aspercream to, like, quell, like, bed sores and stuff. Because, you know, she'll be fucked if she gets out of that fucking chair. Fuck me. What the fuck am I gonna do? Go outside?
Now, the whole premise is a bunch of losers. Who hang out at a...
And to clarify, that's not just a blanket insult on her appearance, because we would never do something like that. If you go to this channel, you can see that, like, every video is the exact same angle of this chair.
Oh, you act like you don't have a fucking setup, Bronze Show? Like
I would never.
A studio?
This is what you call cinematography.
The stew.
Listen, this is actually a set right here that she's built. Right, this is for filming. That's why all the CDs are fucking
This is her angry video game nerd basement.
Yeah, the CD basement. Does she live in I think she lives in a downstairs basement apartment, by the way, that, like, you know, one of those apartments that doesn't even look like it exists. Like, you look at the facade of a house, and, like, the entrance to this apartment is, like, behind, like, the staircase to get into the real building. Underneath it, like, where fucking Harry Potter lives.
Yeah.
Bar... because they have no lives.
Unlike me, of course. Bunch of losers with no lives. All they do is socialize. Ugh, I can't relate to that.
At the bar.
And they don't want to go home and be with their families. Because they're fucking losers.
All you do is fucking sit at home. I can't say that for a fact, but, like, you're literally sitting at home alone right now saying this. That the show, you're criticizing the show for being about people socializing at their third place.
Well, she's talking to all her friends on YouTube.
Even as an adult,
I
don't find anything to enjoy about that show.
Nothing to enjoy about Cheers, not one thing.
No.
Terrible from top to bottom.
It's a bunch of
isn't it like a cliche joke where, like, oh, Cheers is such a sad show because everyone's just sitting at the bar all day? When, like,
that's like saying, Barney Miller
else?
is such a sad show because all they're doing is just sitting in a police station all day. What?
Like,
that's the setting of the show.
Yeah, they don't need to show anything. They don't need to show them, like, driving to their house and, like,
filling up their
hello,
gas
honey,
tank.
how was work? Yeah.
Worthless, crybaby,
losers again for extra emphasis there. Not us.
This is a very anti-loser channel.
I like the idea, by the way, she's gonna watch this and say, like, oh, well, these guys, they just stay in their mom's basement all day, and they've never felt the touch of a woman. I guarantee you, if she's, like, watching this, she's already, like, saying those things internally in her head. Or maybe she's put that in the comments she's written under this video. Take a look.
Who have nothing better to do than hide out at a bar and drink their troubles away when they could be at home with their families.
Yeah, that would be a great show. That would be a great show. They just sit at home, stare at a wall among their family.
Make YouTube videos.
Yeah, make YouTube videos.
Every one of the characters on that show
really
is married and has a family, and yet they hang out at a bar.
And yet they hang out at a bar.
Unheard of.
The nerve. The absolute nerve. Isn't there a billion TV shows that are like, what makes Cheers especially egregious about it? Like, a lot of TV shows have, like, a main setting that the characters socialize at. The show is called Cheers. Cheers is the name, like, of the bar.
Yeah.
What?
Now, I'm not gonna hate the,
the
waitress
show about the regulars at
or
the
the
bar.
bartender, because that's their career, that's the job. Whatever.
Of course, they're allowed to have 3-dimensional lives because they work at the bar. But...
You know this show's not fucking real, right? You know it's fiction? You're aware that they don't actually have real careers or anything, right? Like they're written there. Their existence there is just as valid as the fucking fictional characters, because it's just the framing device of the show, right?
But they're still...
Oh, sorry. There's a little ant in my asshole there.
Shitty characters.
Shitty characters.
The show is not funny.
Really?
And I can't relate to it at all.
That was a surprise. Really? You can't relate to socializing with other people?
I mean, I can't relate to it because I've never left my house, but like
But that means
I don't know what that has to do with it.
I can't relate to the show at all. That's why
I can't relate to plenty of shows that I enjoy.
Yeah.
You don't make meth. How could I watch Breaking Bad?
I am not I do not live in a pineapple under the sea.
Yeah, like what?
Because I'm not a shitty person.
I'm not a shitty person that drinks at a bar. Heaven forfend. I bet this little fucking twank in the corner there, he just drinks his troubles all day as soon as the camera goes off.
I'd rather spend my time at the bar than with the people who love me.
No, that's more
I'd rather be with the people who love me, because that's...
The people who love me. I'm sitting with them all right now.
more valuable in life.
Wow. Why isn't every show just the Partridge Family? Why can't it just be the Brady Bunch?
Yeah.
Does she watch the young ones and be like, wow, these guys are such idiots? As like, doesn't understand that that's like the point of the show?
Does she watch The Big Bang Theory? That's the
Now,
end of the question.
Briefly,
I think I would love it if she said that, oh, I love, like a good show like The Big Bang Theory. Or something.
Can't relate
a bunch of losers hanging out at the comic book store.
Or get into it at all, because it's an obnoxious...
Yeah, she's comic book guy from The Simpsons.
Rich white guy who is so fucking
Do you think
rich,
she hates
who
The
lives
Simpsons?
within high society and flaunts his wealth.
No, shows can't be about like perspectives that you don't see or anything. It has to just be the Brady Bunch. Every show just has to be the Brady Bunch. Like what?
There we go. That's how we solve television.
The Brady Bunch?
What?
You know who else?
Spencer Nolan Rice.
I love the idea, by the way, that like, what do you mean what do you have to relate to Frasier for to enjoy the show? Like you're watching the show through his lens, through his perspective. You don't have to fucking relate to.
You're just watching a guy do things.
Yeah. What?
And I'm like,
and also, I got a point. Eat shit,
you don't
white
have,
man.
You don't have to insert yourself into every protagonist. You could just like watch a guy have.
Isn't that a symptom of like sociopaths? It's like they don't understand like similes or something, like, or analogies.
Shit, I'm not here for this.
I don't know what that has to do with anything. But...
Stop wiping your fucking.
I'm not watching that show. It's fucking rubbish.
It's fucking rubbish.
Also,
fucking rubbish, mate. God damn it.
A bunch of unlikable assholes.
These aren't
5% British coming out.
Yeah, dude, these aren't criticisms. These are just. It's literally, and I know this is the point of the video, but it is literally just your opinion. So it's like there's no point in listening to it if it's just saying like, oh, I don't like the show because it sucks and it isn't funny. Okay, explain. Give us something that we can like think about the show. Tell us something specific. You don't even mention the characters' names in fucking Cheers.
Who are scumbags?
You don't even mention the main character,
Scumbags. Scumbags. Do you have to morally align with every fucking protagonist of a TV show? Like, you can't watch Breaking Bad because, like, I'm not a meth dealer. I don't agree with this. I don't endorse this. Like, what?
I can't get past the pilot of Schitt's Creek because everyone's an asshole.
Number 2 TV show. Again, this is not a ranking.
You idiots.
But this is a show I hate probably more than I hate Cheers.
Yeah.
Seinfeld. Now you have
brave take.
Brave take, by the way. Isn't there literally a TV trope called Seinfeld is unfunny because every show copied Seinfeld and therefore it became so diluted and sublimated that it just sucks now?
She might think Jerry Seinfeld is morally dubious.
Against Seinfeld is the very goddamn premise. A show about nothing. Well, then fuck off.
What? Okay.
Right.
This is something that's always pissed me off about Seinfeld, is that the premise is, like, so not unique at all. Like, it is an episodic show. That is the idea.
Yeah. It's an episodic show that is grounded in reality, I guess. Grounded in people just doing things.
Yeah. Isn't that every fucking show? It's just marketing. Like, it's not unique in that regard or anything. And by the way, can I just say, as a genuine criticism of Seinfeld, like, the opening, like, sets from Jerry Seinfeld himself, like, have never made me laugh at all. Like, it always feels like...
Jerry Seinfeld himself has never been funny.
It's like, well, yeah, Larry David is what makes Seinfeld funny. Because, like, the opening of... Because you look at Larry David's independent work versus, like, Seinfeld's independent work, and you can see, like, the difference in quality. You got fucking Curb Your Enthusiasm versus the B movie. Like...
God, Curb Your Enthusiasm is so fucking funny.
Just watch an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm and then watch Unfrosted.
Yeah, Unfrosted is another one. It's like the idea... The opening stand-ups from Jerry Seinfeld feels like he's, like, begging the audience to laugh. Like, he's so insistent on the things he's saying. Granted, his stand-up would probably be better than, like, Michael Richards' stand-up, but, like, you know.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
Jerry Seinfeld could get, like, the average person to, like, chuckle.
Well, if you don't chuckle, then, you know, what does that make you?
Fuck you.
Fuck you. Is there anyone good? Oh, Julia Dreyfus, dude. She's so fucking bad. They've never made a woman more fucking attractive than... what was her name? Julie Louis Dreyfus or some shit?
I'm gonna tell your wife to pour acid on Polly.
Motherfucker, look at... Dude, she looks so... Dude, she's 60 fucking 4. Look at her.
Look at Jason Alexander. What a guy.
Jason Alexander. Now that's a hottie.
Something. I don't want nothing.
I want
nothing. If I wanted nothing, I'd turn the TV off and read a book.
Yeah, all the books that I have to my side here. I'd read a book. We should take a look at her
literally
book,
like
by the way.
This is literally like a Jerry Seinfeld bit. Like, oh, you're telling me this is a show about nothing? Well, I want to watch nothing.
Isn't that literally the bit in universe in Seinfeld? Because I believe in Seinfeld there are some points where like they're trying to sell
a show
Seinfeld.
About nothing exists is because like they do a meta bit where they're trying to pitch Seinfeld in Seinfeld.
Yeah, the joke is like they're trying to sell Seinfeld to NBC in Seinfeld. I believe that is the thing. And also there are like plot threads in Seinfeld like that they do happen.
Yep. Fucking dipshits.
You fucking dipshits. Leave your nose alone. Holy shit. She just fucking
Her nose runs when she's in a rage. She can't help it.
She just railed fucking lines of coke. Fat lines of coke.
But even if the show wasn't about nothing...
You should be about something, like this YouTube video. It should have a point to it.
Accidentally
well, it does have a point. It's 5 shows that I hate.
On purpose or by happenstance. The characters... are obnoxious assholes. Unlikable pieces of shit. Selfish.
Does she not understand the concept that, like, if the character is an asshole on purpose so that the audience cheers when they have comeuppance?
That's like every comedy. That's like the most
like
basic...
3/4 of all sitcoms?
That's like the most basic principle of, like, television. We're gonna skip ahead a little bit.
I'll watch it.
With
my parents because they like it, and you know when I lived with my parents, I'm like, all right, fine, let's watch Seinfeld. I guess.
When I lived with my parents up until the age of 41,
I'll watch it with my girlfriend who likes the show.
My girlfriend, dude. How old are you? How old are you? And you have a girlfriend? You're not married?
You should be single forever.
I'm talking about, dude. You should be fucking married. 41
No.
Or how old are you? You look old. You look really. She
who
said
gives
She said Cheers was like a show when she was a child. When did Cheers come out?
2002.
No.
Yeah, it was like 2011 thing.
It came out in 1982. So like she's got to be like 40 or 50. She got gray hair. and she's talking about how my girlfriend, I just moved out of my parents' place and I've got 20 years left of life.
And I'll be like, hey, I don't, but I love you, so I'll watch it with you.
I'll
and
tolerate
she appreciates that because I asked her to watch.
Why don't you watch a real fucking show then, with like a point to it? Then, like, they do make good shows. I don't know if you know this.
Do they?
They do.
I know she's.
I'd genuinely would argue that like television has been more consistently solid than cinema, because cinema in like the 2020s is fucking deader than dead.
Yeah.
But television, like, there is always a show going on that is good. I've heard Severance is good. I mean,
yeah. The needle can't really go down when they're not making new shows ever again.
You said what? I said I want to watch that. Yeah, I do too. I haven't seen it.
He's not gonna.
I don't even know what it's about.
But it's just sort of how we do. Of course, if there's something that I really don't want, she really doesn't want to watch, I won't ask her to do it. But I'll put up with Seinfeld for her.
Because I'm so selfless.
I'll tolerate it. Number 3 is The X-Files.
What?
Okay, so it's not only sitcoms.
Have you seen The X-Files?
I've heard of The X-Files. I don't think I've seen an episode.
I like The X-Files. It's really good, actually. I like it.
I like science fiction.
I only know it through, like, ironic, like,
Illuminati confirmed.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like science fiction.
I like horror.
I like horror.
In general, I like sci-fi horror. I hate The X-Files.
Wow.
Here's why.
You like horror, by the way. Horror is, like, very consistently the worst genre in any medium ever. Like, books, TV, movies, it is, like, consistently the genre that schlocks out the most shit. Except maybe drama. Go ahead.
No, I think comedy is usually worse than horror in that regard.
I disagree, because people don't usually try to make people. I feel like more like independent artists try to go for horror rather than comedy.
Yeah, but they make like horror comedies too, like Freddy versus Jason, and just Freddy and Jason in general got like really comedic after a while.
I mean, think about it this way, Drake. Imagine like a hack. It could be any hack. What do you think that a hack will have an easier time making? A comedy or like a horror movie? I think the hack to normal person ratio is much worse in comedy than it is in horror.
I don't know, like take the proportion, like how many good horror movies are there? 5? Like there's so much.
There's a decent amount.
They make a lot of horror movies.
If you're like capable of like feeling empathy and connecting to characters, then there are good horror movies.
No, I know, but it's like it's so I can't relate to it then. I can't relate to it at all.
Also, okay.
I can't relate to that.
Are there more good horror movies or action movies?
That wasn't even part of the
probably
conversation.
action.
I would say like there's a higher proportion of good comedy movies to total comedy movies than there are good horror movies to total horror movies. I'd say like
I'm asking that about action because I feel like there's less good action movies to good horror movies.
No, I disagree.
And if there's less than that, then that means that I win the conversation.
I disagree. I personally believe, and this is purely speculation, like horror has like the biggest proportion of shit to like actual watchable content to it than like any other genre. Tell me a good horror movie right now. What, even like good movies like The Shining are like 6 out of 10 movies, 7 out of 10.
The original Ring is pretty good.
Get Out is good.
Really good.
You're talking about The Ring in America or Ringu?
I mean both of them are pretty good.
Both of them are really great. Yeah, I do like
Saw. The first Saw.
No, Saw is stupid. Saw is fucking vapid. I've seen Saw multiple. Yes, even the first one. I always assumed, by the way, that the bullshit thing of like, well, Jigsaw doesn't actually kill anyone. He only he gives them the choice to kill themselves. I thought that was something that like fans had created like later in the show. As like, no, this is something they had from like episode 1, like from movie 1.
Yeah, but my thing is, I always thought it was like you're not supposed to actually believe that. Like you're supposed to be like, no, he's still killing them.
I'm pretty sure they believe that in the first, and even the second movie. And by the way, the second movie is so stupid. He goes like, "Oh, he's in a safe place," and then it's like, okay, when I heard that, it's like obviously he's gonna be in some fucking safe somewhere. Then, and by the way, that really like it can't. I like how Jigsaw's just fucking psychic. Like he knew that boy would not die at the end of it. And also would not suffocate in that safe for the cops to find the safe.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I think the first one's good. I think all of them are amazing. They're not good. I love them.
Dude, it's funny because like there's been like what 11 Saw movies and Jigsaw died. There's 11. Like the third one. Sorry.
There's 10.
He dies in the fourth one. He dies in movie 4.
He dies in movie 4, and then there's like a throwback Friday, or like a throwback Thursday for like I think 6, where he like kills that insurance agent, which is kind of based.
Yeah, what's funny is that every Saw movie just has to be set between 2 and 3 now. Like they have to have more prequels.
Dude, I fucking love Saw 3D. I fucking love Saw 3D. They just say fuck it, have Mark Hoffman like jumping out fucking body bags and shit. It's so good. It's so fucking terrible.
It's all still bullshit. Like even like classics like Nightmare on Elm Street fucking sucks. Halloween's okay. Like what else is there? What are some other ones?
Texas Chainsaw.
Texas Chainsaw's good.
I think the big issue here, Drake, is that you can't appreciate bullshit.
Blair Witch Project even then is like a 5 or 6 out of 10.
I think horror movies follow a different criteria than comedy movies do. I get your point, though. I will say there's a lot more shit.
There's a weird obsession. Like, there's people out there that just watch horror movies. There's, like, websites specifically dedicated to, like, just reviewing and talking about horror in comparison to, like, every other genre. Like, comedy. There's no comedy website. There's no drama websites. It is just, like, this is the horror network where we play 24/7 horror movies.
And also there's like the public domain where they're like, instead of making a comedy or something of Winnie the Pooh, we're gonna make Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about with hacks, though. Like, horror as a genre is way more based around, like, independent filmmaking. And because of that, you're gonna get a wider range. You're gonna get the two ends of the bell curve way more. Because, like, either you got it or you don't. Either you make a The Ring or you make a Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey. Or you make a Pooh.
You make it a pizza.
You make a Pooh.
Like, I'm serious. Like, I don't even like the first Saw. It sucks. It really sucks.
Okay. I think Final Destination's good.
I haven't seen Final Destination.
It's a pretty good concept. I like it. We're like, they all cheat death.
Do you count American Psycho? I would say it's more thriller. I guess that's horror.
I think it's a thriller in like the most basic level. I think it's a horror in terms of like you're supposed to be scared of Patrick Bateman.
American Psycho.
I don't know if I'd consider it like straight horror though.
Is a horror film.
It's intelligent. That's why it's not straight horror.
I consider like some like psychological subgenre shit.
Yeah, well, psychological horror is a thing, but that's probably my favorite horror film then, because it's an actual movie. It's not bullshit. It's not just fucking killing people for 2.5 hours.
That's what I'm talking about. You have to appreciate bullshit sometimes.
But
that's why
Saw 1 is
most people like horror movies is because they're bullshit.
Saw 1 isn't killing people for 2.5 hours.
Saw 1's boring. And also Saw 1's vapid.
2.5 hours.
Saw 1 is vapid. Why is fucking Jigsaw...
Fuck off, let me talk.
Jigsaw's laying in a fucking pool of poison for 90 minutes, breathing it in. Adam's supposed to take the poison cigarette and give it to the doctor, right? So Jigsaw's laying in fucking poison for 90 minutes?
Yes.
And breathing that in? But he's so fucking brilliant. Go ahead.
Okay. First of all, it's like 2 hours long. Not even 2.5 hours.
Okay, second but like the actual time they spend in the thing in
33 million.
Second of all, them motherfuckers don't even die till the end of the movie.
So? How did that...
So it's not killing you over 2.5 hours. It's killing you over like 5 minutes.
Okay, I didn't say that's what Saw was. I'm saying that's what a lot of horror movies are, where they substitute like actual content for that.
Well, no, that means someone's good though.
Jigsaw's laying in a pool of poison for 90 minutes, and they don't even expect you to question that or care.
We've all done it.
We've all been there.
They don't want us to saw through the chains. They want us to saw through our legs. Ooh.
No, they want us to kill each other.
They want us to saw one.
They want us to suck each other off.
I hate
one word. Boring.
Everything's boring to this woman. Like, do you have ADHD and you can't appreciate subtlety or like something being slow? And I wouldn't even describe the X-Files as slow. I'd say fucking Star Trek is really like not boring, but it's like slower paced than fucking the X-Files.
I mean, I don't think I would consider Star Trek subtle, but
no, Star Trek is a slower paced show, especially the original series or even the Next Generation. That is some good sci-fi. That's like philosophical sci-fi.
Look, Star Trek is boring.
What? Okay, never mind.
okay.
But it's at least got spaceships
Was that like
and
a
laser...
pre-planned thing? Did you just like...
No.
Completely... Okay.
I thought
timing,
this
then.
looks like a Star Trek fan. I'm sorry. I guess not. But at least it's got...
What about her? What about her says that she's a Star Trek fan?
Being 50 fucking years old and decrepit and fucking rotting away in a chair next to a tub of Asper cream and nail polish and like a stack of iPhones or whatever the fuck that is.
Okay.
Guns.
But at least there's spaceships. Is that like what you like in movies? You just like watching space... Do you want me to put on Baby Einstein for you? Would that be... Just do the trick?
Aliens and robots, and sometimes something interesting happens for like a third of the episode.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's why Star Trek is like the most famous and beloved franchise of all time.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Not to be like, oh, it's popular, that means it's good, but like...
Clearly it connects with someone. Clearly it connects with someone out there. Clearly
it's funny you say that, considering the discussion we just had.
Clearly, you're in the minority here. Well, how can you even say that? It's a fucking matter of fact. Like, she's saying this as a matter of fact. Sometimes something interesting would happen for a third of the episode. Is she talking about the original series? She says Star Trek, so I assume talking about the original series. Because sometimes there's spaceships or lasers. Motherfucker, the show was made for $5. Like... The first season of the show, the fucking background sets are made out of cardboard and posters taken out of Gene Roddenberry's son's fucking bedroom. And you're talking about, at least something interesting happens sometimes. Fuck off. Fuck right off. You just admitted you just only watch it for like special effects and like graphics. Go watch a fucking Michael Bay film then. Go watch Transformers 4.
Go play Lego Star Wars.
Go play Lego Star Wars.
Nothing ever happens in the 45-minute runtime of
an
X-Files episode.
Yeah, nothing interesting has ever happened in the runtime of an X-Files episode. That's why no one has ever watched it. Why it hasn't ran for like 20-something years.
Just a bunch of adults yapping about how
a show running that long, interesting things can't stop happening.
Okay, but she's saying that it never happens. Like like she said, those are the words she said. Nothing interesting. What is it?
A third of the episode. Nothing interesting ever happens in the 45-minute
Nothing interesting ever happens.
Ever.
Of an X-Files episode. It's just a bunch of adults yapping about how...
Oh god, adults? I can't watch this. She probably watches like Bluey, unironically, like literal kids shows.
You're just making up someone to get mad.
You're telling me that this person doesn't watch Bluey. I would bet my fucking life savings that they watch Bluey.
I disagree with you. I bet you watch Bluey.
Well, it's
like
now
she's saying a person talking into a camera is boring.
I meant like it's just the idea of like a bunch of adults. Who else would it be? What?
This
it
stuff
would be
isn't
better
real.
if it was a bunch of kids doing it.
But we think it is, but we better investigate.
Like how Dude, What Would Happen is better than Mythbusters.
Investigate because you're full of shit, but we're full of shit, and fuck you, give me money, but don't tell me you're giving me the money because politics and government, and god damn it, it's boring.
I'm the fuck down. What the fuck? What the hell?
I do get angry when I think about politics and government.
And the money.
I hate the X-Files.
Hate the X-Files.
Nothing interesting ever happened.
It's a show about nothing.
Any X-Files movie, TV show, comic book, video game.
Video game.
Nothing.
Video game.
I've
played
them all.
every X-Files video game. Nothing happened.
I've played every Xbox video game. Nothing ever happened.
There's nothing interesting.
The original Xbox actually is total dog shit. There's what, 2 good video games on that console?
About the mother fucking X-Files.
I of course trust your opinion on video games.
Give me a good video game that is not Halo on the original Xbox.
What?
Death Set Radio Future.
Sorry?
Death Set Radio Future.
I didn't play that.
Yeah, motherfucker, that's what I thought. You don't have
you've played 2 video games in your entire life.
And they're both Balatro and Nubby's Number Factory.
Number 4. Lost.
Controversial take. Lost sucks, guys.
Really?
Wasn't it good in the original seasons? Then it just kind of like...
It is cliche to say that Lost is a bad show. That is like the famous example of a show that jumped the shark, other than literally Happy Days. That is like the default example of like a show that got bad.
I fucking loved Lost.
Oh, okay. You see, there's a personal parable happening here.
It made me
feel like I was invested. I was like, all right, 24 episodes. Where do they go next? Are they going to get off the island? Are they going to survive? Are they going to find out, is that a dinosaur? What is that thing? And then season 1 or season 2
as
episode.
Someone who has no idea what Lost is.
I'm sorry.
Do they get off the island? Is that a dinosaur? What is that thing?
Some assholes on a fucking island fuck around.
I'm sorry. You guys might have mentioned this earlier. What the fuck is that background noise?
That's the camera she's using. It's an IMAX camera. It uses like film, so it's like fluttering like the.
Dude, is someone like riding a bicycle with a fucking card in those spokes at all times?
Oh yeah,
this video is being filmed inside of a rock tumbler.
That's how they power the house. Is that they have someone on a bicycle? They have their girlfriend on a fucking bicycle fluttering along.
Oh, is this bitch a lesbian?
I guess so. By the way, there's 25 episodes of season.
Congratulations.
Yeah, but not.
You know what? We've been dogging on her for a while, but you know what? Good on you for being a lesbian. You worked hard.
With your fucking lighter fluid next to your desk.
But she's the lighter fluid. Yeah, it's amazing that she paused the chain smoking long enough to do this video.
Oops, we're on the other side of the island with a whole nother group of people for 24 episodes. I'm like, no! You got me invested in these characters and their story, and now I gotta wait
invested in the
a whole nother season to go back to them because I gotta watch these fucknuts? Eat shit!
Damn. Alright.
Wow. She's diplomatic, you know.
And then I suffered.
What fucking, I'm sorry. This is a fallacious argument, but what fucking authority does she think she has to like criticize fucking anything when she's rotting away in a fucking lazy boy chair?
I mean, Drake, what horror movies have you made?
What horror movies? I made many horror movies. Don't fuck with me.
Through that. Season after season after season.
It ran for 6 seasons. You can't. It wasn't.
I think. Is it like minority of people now who like stop watching a show after it gets bad?
Is it Minority Report? Well, yeah. Does she have like sunk cost fallacy with this show? She can't give up on it.
Never interconnecting. Never making any sense. Never advancing the story.
That's why I only watched every episode of it.
Never coming to any answers or conclusion or resolution. Just
yeah. Isn't this what literally everyone says about Lost? Is that like, you know, it clearly, it completely
that's what overrated means. Everyone hates it.
Yeah. It like, you know, everyone complained that, like, you know, the show gets overcomplicated and fucking stupid. There's like a plot, there's like a fucking what does he call it? Like a framing device in the show where they have like alternate universes. So it's like they have different things happen in different universes and shit that they cut back between back and forth and through again. And then J.J. Abrams like, don't worry, it'll all make sense later. And, you know, we have a plan for this thing, and they were clearly lying about it.
Yeah.
That's it. The end. Roll credits. We're sorry we wasted your 8 years, but you should have watched Heroes. That show only lasted 3 seasons because it sucked after the season 1. Ha ha. Fuck you, Lost.
Damn.
Number 5.
Fighting.
By the way, the great reveal in Lost, if anyone's curious, is that they're all dead. It's purgatory. The island is purgatory. What a satisfactory conclusion.
I'm sure they thought of that episode 1.
Yep.
Is The Office.
It was all a dream.
The Office.
Okay, number 1, it's stupid. And I don't mean in a dumb it's funny
You know
kind
what?
of stupid,
I never thought about it like that.
Jim Carrey. No.
So dumb it's funny kind of. Jim Carrey's fucking brilliant. What do you mean?
I love Jim Carrey.
I love Jim Carrey. It was really intellectual when he like slid out of that rhino's ass.
Okay, but like he makes funny face.
He makes funny face.
But also
Dr. Eggman.
But also Jim Carrey has like been in some of the greatest movies ever made, like The Truman Show and Eternal Sunshine on the Spotless Mind.
The Grinch.
The Grinch.
Jim Carrey Grinch
Grinch Stole
unironically
Christmas unironically is a great film.
Yeah, I love that one.
It almost might be better than the original. I think it's different. I think it's different enough to where I just kind of don't even really connect the two.
Yeah, I feel like
get that. It is not better than the original.
Yeah, it's not better than the original. I'll say this. Here's what I think. I think how the Jim Carrey Grinch. I think it's like if you think of it not as like supposed to replace the original, but as like another take on it. I think it's really good.
You're definitely watching both. You're watching both of them.
Listen,
yeah.
Christmas time.
I'll Jim Carrey out your ass out the door, you bitch, because I'm the best green guy he's played since the Grinch.
What? I don't get what the fuck that was.
Folks at home, you get it, right?
Yeah. By the way, if you want to like know the difference between like, you know, oh, maybe it was just good writing or something. The same crew that worked on Grinch worked on fucking Cat in the Hat, by the way. But instead of Jim Carrey, they had Mike Myers, and you can see the difference. Like,
someone who is always known for exaggerated physical comedy.
I mean, literally, yes, in Austin Powers.
While being in a fursuit the whole time.
By the way, were you also disappointed when you found out that little tablecloth thing, like, you know, the story of like, oh, we didn't mean to do that. That was a total joke. That was fake. I mean, I guess it seems obvious now, but were you disappointed?
To be fair, I was not that invested in the validity of the tablecloth. In Tablegate, no.
What about you, Siri?
Was that actually a mistake?
It was not a mistake. That's how it was supposed to happen.
I only have ever heard that in like my physics class, so like I don't really care.
I was a bit disappointed. I think it's still possible. Actually, the explanation that I saw that was fake is like there's still a little exception where it's like it's possible that they were.
It's real to me.
They were accounting for either way, where it's like he pulled the tablecloth off and knocked everything over, or
that's not fake though.
Well, I think it's still possible. It just wasn't acknowledged in the video. The video that I saw,
it's fake to me. Goddammit.
The video that I saw basically said, you know, it was scripted. It was in the script for that to happen. But it's also possible that if it happened, you know, when everything got knocked over, they would have just rolled with that. It's like how that, you know, the episode of Breaking Bad where Walter White throws the pizza on the roof. That's like they got that first take, which is funny.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Why did they decide to keep it on the roof? Where was it supposed to be originally?
It was supposed to be on the roof.
Oh.
That was the point. They bought like 30 pizzas for that shot, and He got it the very first try.
Then they got 29 pizzas to eat.
What's funny is that in universe, you know, he throws the pizza on the roof there. Apparently Vince Gilligan felt the need to answer why the pizza didn't fly apart into different pizza slices as he threw it. And so he invented a pizza chain in universe that doesn't slice their pizzas. That's their gimmick, and that's why it didn't fall apart when he threw it up there. Because I bet you were wondering, right?
Why the fuck would they not slice their pizzas?
That's what we call world building.
This is the same show where a fucker's face gets fucking blown off and he stands up and fucking gets himself dressed before he dies. So
we don't know if that can't happen. We haven't tried it in real life yet.
Dude, there was some motherfucker from from like a Breaking Bad Discord server trying to tell me that was medically possible.
Game theory.
It is.
If it's possible, then you try it, dickhead.
I hate Adam Sandler, partially because his films are stupid.
His films are stupid.
Adam Sandler.
Yeah, fucking Punch Drunk Love, that's stupid.
What does Adam Sandler have to do with
terrible.
The Office? I mean, Adam Sandler does have his
responsibility
to do a one real movie every year to prove he can still act. That's like his yin versus yang.
Yeah, every decade he's like, I can still act, I can still act.
He can, though, is the thing. He's actually really good. He's really good.
He has to make, every once in a while, he has to make an Uncut Gems so that he can make 15 more
Crazy Nights.
That's his contract with Satan. Satan's like, okay, we'll give you Hollywood success and fame, but you have to make nothing but shit. But I'll let you get, for every 10 shitty movies, you get one good one.
You get one 8 Crazy Nights.
Everybody gets one.
The Office is so goddamn stupid that it makes Adam Sandler look like a fucking comedy genius.
What?
Is The Office really that bad?
No.
No.
Also, I've never seen it.
I mean, I don't like it, but like...
I've never seen it. I don't feel the need to actually watch it because there's a lot of like, there's a weird cultist kind of like obsession with The Office.
Yeah.
Like, you know, sit back and chill watching The Office. The Office is still on Netflix, guys. Just letting you know, except it isn't anymore. Like, there's like Office, like cute Office fucking white girl merchandise for The Office.
Yeah.
There's like there's so much like little bullshit references that you can get at like box lunch, like the fucking stapler in the Jell-O or something.
I mean, like,
if there's a Lego set for it, it's probably a shitty show.
The thing that I'm not really understanding is that, like, much like how she doesn't understand that like characters can be assholes so that the joke can be on them, like the characters in The Office are stupid because the comedy relies mainly on like awkward humor, misunderstandings, or like, again, people getting comeuppance because the stupid people are the people in power.
Well, she doesn't understand like the subtleties of human interaction or anything. She's starved from that, so like maybe that's where like the confusion comes from. She's upset about a lot of things. She's upset that she's so fat. She's upset that she's sitting in a chair.
Calm down.
She's upset that her girlfriend won't marry her. She's upset that the age of consent. Nope.
Calm down. But also, like, I should clarify. Me explaining that does not mean that I give a shit about The Office. But if I want to say that a show is bad, I have to be like, you know, intellectually honest.
To both sides it.
Unlike some people.
Which he ain't. The Office is stupid. So that's...
Anger Management's pretty good, too. That's another Adam Sandler film. That's like a comedy film he did. Yeah, the show.
Also a Charlie Sheen show, yeah.
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 By the way, is it like in Charlie Sheen's contract that he can only play characters named Charlie? In Food Fight, his fucking character is named Charlie Rex. In 2.5 Men, his name was Charlie, and in the Anger Management show, his name was Charlie. Like in Anger Management and in 2.5 Men, his character, they were both Charlie, but they were different characters, which is very confusing.
Well, Charlie Sheen has a thing where, like, if someone doesn't like refer to him by his name, he gets confused and angry.
What's funny is that I would actually really...
It's sort of like a lack of object permanence, but like for names.
I would really, really like to just actually just chill with Charlie Sheen. That actually would be really funny. Because he actually seems like a genuinely funny guy.
And you could bang 7-gram rocks.
When he was doing his little, that little meltdown thing, like that public meltdown, he did a skit with Funny or Die that was, like, very clearly at his expense the entire time, and he just rolled with it the entire time. It's really funny.
The entire time?
Yeah,
I mean, that's pretty much all he could do.
Well, yeah, but, like, he took it on the chin very well, and eventually he grew up and was like, okay, I'm getting really self-destructive and immature, and, it's time to fucking face the music.
Yeah.
He also is a
Chuck
9/11
Lorre is a hack,
truther.
though.
Chuck Lorre is a hack. Do you guys know the ending for 2.5 Men? You might have seen the video about it.
Oh, it's so bad.
I believe we've had a conversation about this on occasion.
Siri, do you know the ending for 2.5 Men?
Yes.
What are your thoughts on it?
It's so good.
Why the fuck did they do that?
They just stopped giving a fuck about fucking anything. Yeah. They didn't give a shit.
That's what comedy is.
They didn't give a shit. Motherfucker. All right, for those that don't know, the ending of 2.5 Men, which, by the way, the show 2.5 Men is about a rich guy who's fucking letting his poor brother live with him, and his brother has a son that's sometimes there, right? By the end of the show, the son's out of the picture. Charlie is fired because why did he get fired?
I don't remember.
I don't remember. He didn't actually do anything.
Was it because of the meltdown?
I think it might have been, but like he didn't actually do anything.
He did something, and then the meltdown happened while he was like being interviewed by Oprah for the incident, and then something happened.
Yeah. So the main character, the rich guy Charlie, is gone, and fucking the kid is gone. So it's just the guy that plays the other guy,
Alan,
the guy that plays Alan, and fucking Ashton Kutcher. And his
some other guy they found.
And his character trait is that he drives a Tesla. In the final episode, Charlie decides that he faked his revenge. He's faked his death. Because in the show...
He's getting run over by a train.
Yeah. He faked his death, and he's coming to kill the main characters, right? And so it has a whole like sequence of like Charlie's coming to kill us. We have to right the wrongs with him before he comes kill us, right? Then in the final scene, we see someone they've scalped Charlie Sheen and put his fucking his hair on the back of some Mexican. He's walking up to the front door with an axe, and then inexplicably a fucking piano falls on his head and crushes him and kills him. Then the camera pans out. And Chuck Lorre is there in the director's chair, and he goes, haha, winning. Which, by the way, is like 4 years after Charlie Sheen had a meltdown, and is basically Chuck Lorre saying, haha, you're a drug addict. Like literally, like, mocking him for, like, having a mental breakdown.
And then a piano falls on him, if I'm not mistaken.
And then a piano falls on him. And then that's
Just
it.
to like really drive it home.
That's what he put as the ending of his show to spite some random motherfucker that did, I think it did literally nothing. He did literally nothing. He just had a meltdown because he was a drug addict. And instead of fucking like helping him or speaking with him, hey man, come back down to earth with us. Dude fucking, he was like, I'm gonna own you. I'm gonna ruin this show. And make it so fucking ridiculous that it like completely sours the entire show.
I remember the advertising for this final episode. They were like, Charlie is back. And I was like, wow, they're bringing back Charlie Sheen, huh? No, they just brought in some guy to squish with a piano. Yeah. And that's it.
It was a coincidence that this character's name is also Charlie. What's funny is that Chuck Lorre does these little like end card things. And in the back of the little end card, right? It said we wanted Charlie Sheen to appear, and he was willing to, but we wanted to have him act like a crazed drug addict on screen, and something basically at his expense for no reason to make a fool out of him, right? And Charlie Sheen goes like, I want to do actually a PSA about drug abuse, and how it can tear apart families.
Which, I mean, to be fair, both are lame.
Yes, but like, what's interesting is that Chuck Lorre is basically revealing that no, I'm not going to give you an ending that makes you look even semi-redeemable or anything. I'm going to prevent you from appearing in the final episode of this show, something that fans would fucking love, by the way, out of spite. For what? What harm did Charlie Sheen do to 2.5 Men or to Chuck Lorre? Can anyone answer that? He was a drug addict. He fucked prostitutes.
We've all done it.
Really small, petty stuff.
Strike one. Strike two. I like sitcoms.
Really?
I want the 3-camera structure. I want...
What? Wait.
I want bad shows.
She doesn't like the framing device of the show?
So she doesn't like it when shows give a shit?
So The Office is not shot like a typical show. It's shot like a mockumentary, right? Like Modern Family or Trailer Park Boys. What difference does it make? Who cares? How does that change? I want to see how this affects the show at all. I want the same. I want every show to look the same. There's a lot of shows that don't look like that. Malcolm in the Middle is single camera. Like, you want every show to have the 3-camera, like, shot before a live studio audience, 3 walls set thing? That sucks.
The laugh track. I want the live studio audience.
What? You want the laugh track? The laugh track is the most stereotypically terrible thing about sitcoms. Here's when to laugh. Ha 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 ha. Shut the fuck up.
Audience. I want characters on a stage.
Well, who cares? There's so many shows that don't have a set. Malcolm in the Middle is a single camera show. That show doesn't have a like Young Sheldon, which I imagine this person loves. Go ahead.
Like, this isn't like this is just like a preference that you have. This isn't necessarily like a criticism of the show.
How does that make the show worse that it's presented as a mockumentary? In fact, I'd say that's what makes the show in itself. That's like the point of the show. She might not be able to see it because there's like 15 chins blocking the back, like the bottom half of her view.
Dude, you gotta calm the fuck
down. Count them.
Hey,
count the ripples. It's like a
Calm
tree.
down.
You count the rings on a tree to count the age.
Drake, shut the fuck up.
Acting.
Does it extend? Is that what the stripes on their shirt represent? It's just more chins. Those are creases.
Hashtag rape Drake. So.
Out a play, telling me a fun story with some jokes and thrown in the mix.
This is like, no, you're just trying to come up with a criticism of The Office here. Like, you're trying to, like, retroactively ascribe a criticism to it. I don't like the presentation style. Why? I want the 3-camera. I want every show to look the same. I want the 3-camera. What's inherently better about that? What's inherently worse about the mockumentary format? That is the type of story they're trying to tell. Like, you know, how much lamer would the Blair Witch Project be if it was, you know, recorded like a normal movie?
How much lamer would the Bear Pimp Project be?
That's part of the, like, that is part of the story, is how it's shot.
The bare naked ladies.
For good measure, maybe a little bit of slapstick. I hate sarcasm.
Really?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Haven't you been sarcastic literally this whole time?
Well, I mean, like, I guess she could be talking about, like, the Marvel ass, will that just happen sort of dialogue, which The Office has a decent amount of.
Sure. Fair enough. But also, she's been sarcastic literally this whole time.
I hate it.
I
hate people that talk in sarcasm.
I hate people that, like, don't wash their hands for 7 weeks and, like, look like they're actually effectively doing blackface on their arms. Look at that. You see that? That ash on there? You gotta wash...
That's called a shadow?
No, that is dirt.
Awesome.
That is dirt. That is dirt.
Oh.
That is filth. That's yucky. That's poo-poo. That's poo-poo on her hands, bro. That is poo-poo on her hands!
That is Winnie the Pooh. God damn it.
That's fucking... Dude.
That is fucking
either
Ploy,
that
dude.
or it's fucking, like, shoe polish left over when she does blackface roleplay with her non-married girlfriend. That sounds right. It might be that.
Tell me what's on your mind, you asshole.
Tell me what's on your mind. Is it because she doesn't get sarcasm? Is she one of those people that like self-diagnoses themselves as autistic when they're just dumb?
I hate sarcasm. I hate sarcastic people.
We heard you.
But even worse, it's like a goddamn documentary pretending to be funny.
That is the point.
Pretending to be smart when
it's actually funny pretending to be a documentary.
The Office.
Yeah, that backwards.
I hate it so much. And I don't give a fuck if it's the US version or the British version or the fucking Brazilian version. I don't know if they've got one, but I hope not.
Wow. I hate people that are sarcastic there. Because you don't even know, like, you're being sarcastic there. Oh, the Brazilian version. You know there's no fucking Brazilian version. I hate people that are sarcastic, like dismissive bitches here. You should make real content sitting in the fucking angry video game shed.
I hate The Office. I won't go so far as to say I hate the people that like The Office.
Okay.
But I will go so far as to say if you love The Office, I don't want to know about it. All right?
Keep it in your house.
Yeah, just don't make it your whole personality.
Whatever you do behind closed doors. You know what? That's fair. Let's see what else is on.
What? That's the thing we can agree on. I do want people to shut up about The Office.
All right. Why I am so defensive with my opinions. That is a 47-minute long video. What the fuck?
Okay.
Update and rambling? That's over an hour.
By the way, this is all the videos. This is all videos that she recorded this one day. She had a full season run.
What is Mario retrospective?
Sorry, she couldn't pause the chain smoking here for this one. Mario
retrospective.
A sort of retro tech perspective. Another 90s retrospective. Are films art, and do they need to be good films? What a writer! This person's a writer.
To be.
This person's a writer. They're a legitimate author.
Yes.
New York Times bestseller.
Why I stopped wearing makeup and dressing up? What? All about chocolate. All about chocolate. As a resident chocolate expert.
Everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie Bri. And
my name is Stephanie Bri. Today we're going to be discussing this bar of Hershey's chocolate.
Calm down, Paulie. Calm down.
Calm down.
Gonna be sucking it off her fingers.
I can't.
Like Wings of Redemption.
Drake. I wanna let you know that I can't do the bit where I kick you from the call because you're running the stream. But if I were able to, I would right now.
What am I doing?
It's low.
She can't even fucking organize her CDs. She got trash in their fucking CD case. That's garbage. She has garbage in her CD case.
Okay.
That's garbage! Throw it away! What is the garbage for? Garbage!
And today we're talking about chocolate. If you're an American woman, chocolate is your Achilles heel.
Achilles heel.
The Achilles heel.
The classic hill that
my favorite Fox cartoon, Achilles Hill.
The famous hill that Achilles was dipped in oil, in sacred oil.
And this is your heel.
Heel.
This thing on your foot.
Oh, sorry. Thank you.
Okay, there we go.
He's got it. There was Did you see that episode of Wheel of Fortune where the guy said Achilles heel? Achilles or something?
You mean Wheel of Fortune?
Wheel of Fortune.
You know. Anyways, your weekness.
And
so let's talk about chocolate.
She's a real writer, you know. She knows all these like crazy synonyms and like metaphorical comparisons.
Growing up,
chocolate was a big part of my life as a young girl.
Really resisted getting into chocolate.
Is she gonna be like, unpopular opinion? I like chocolate.
Like, everybody's obsessed with chocolate.
I thought it was overrated, but actually,
I didn't really like it that much. Like, I would eat like a chocolate ice cream or a candy bar, but
but then I had a Beastables bar, and I was like, yes. That shit
Finally.
is the bomb.
Oh, my favorite candy
She probably thinks she can get on a Mr. Beast video if they did like tryouts in her area.
bars were like the Payday Bar, the Nutrageous.
The Payday Bar? Fuck
No
all the way
motherfucker
off.
has ever eaten a Nutrageous. You're making that shit up.
No one has ever bought a Payday Bar, ever. Do you even know what even is a Payday Bar? Is it caramel and peanuts and what else?
Presumably chocolate? I don't know.
There's no chocolate in them. That's their thing. There's something else. Is it like a Twix just with caramel and peanuts? Is that it? Fuck all that. Are you kidding me?
No.
That's like a chunky bar. You know what a chunky bar is?
I know crunchy, but
A chunky bar is chocolate with like hazelnuts and raisins mixed into a bar.
wow.
Fuck off. Get out of here. Eat shit, white man. I'll be back.
Nutrageous. It would be a great bit if we just didn't say anything.
Sorry, I'm making a post for the next show my band is coming up.
Ah, okay.
Actually, I have to use the bathroom, so let's all sit in silence till Drake comes back.
Oh yeah, that'd be a great bit.
I'll wait. Let's talk about epic rap battles of history.
Oh yeah, epic rap battles of history. The Hershey's versus Reese's. There we go. Get us on the fucking writing team, Lloyd. We know you watch the show.
He's our favorite viewer. He is Crack Miser.
He's Crack Miser Gamer.
Do you think there was another reality where you end up like this, and you just record videos on a chair all day about chocolate?
Maybe. I feel like there were some events that happened in my life to where if they didn't happen, I probably would have ended up like this. And also, Stephanie, if you are watching the stream, just know that we do not condone the things that Drake Draxhaw says. We are not affiliated with him in any meaningful sense.
I don't know who the fuck he is.
He just wandered into frame. We don't really.
We're just here for the paycheck. We actually had Kanye West in that box there, and he was just like in the corner for some reason. But Kanye left, so now we have to deal with Drake Draxhaw.
Do you think there's ever going to come a point where Drake said something so outrageously offensive that a video gets banned from the channel?
I mean, a video has gotten banned.
Holy shit, within seconds, someone liked my fucking post I made for the next show. God damn, we got fans.
Yeah.
I don't know. They probably don't watch this. No, that's one of the dudes I know in real life. I was about to make that joke. I was like, I don't think the Belgian fans know about Degeneracy, but if you do, I love you guys.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is like we were like before the what happened. You guys could not shut up about my band on stream and kept nearly getting me like outed. And then like the second that we're able to mention the band, just like no one cares.
Well, I mean, before the incident, I guess after the incident, but before the other one, like that was
before the final solution.
That was back when it was like fresh.
Yeah.
And like,
yeah, there was a studio album being recorded and shit.
Was that what was on our fingers though? Was that chocolate? Were we being mean to her?
Perhaps. Maybe that was the Nutrageous.
Is this?
No, that was blackface.
Oh, okay. It was blackface.
She just uses chocolate.
Okay. She's got an adapter thing for like her phone.
For blackface.
You get a dedicated like charger for that.
She ain't got dedicated whim.
You know, the Chinko stick, stuff like that. They weren't really smothered in chocolate.
What the fuck? You can't call them that anymore, Stephanie.
We don't endorse anything Stephanie says in this video.
What the fuck is that?
That's an easy joke.
They don't sell toilet paper where you live? What the fuck? What? What? Oh my god, that's putrid! You look like you got hematoma! What the fuck? What is on her? Why would you upload this?
Stuff like that. They weren't really smothered.
We need to hear about the chocolate.
What the fuck, bro? That looks like hematoma! Look at this! Does she have...
Why should you have like puffing one out indoors?
That's the least... That's your concern? That's what's wrong with this picture?
No, I'm saying that because that's a symptom.
Cause she can't what? She's gonna get up, fucking walk upstairs and walk outside her house? Probably isn't allowed to smoke in the fucking apartment complex.
Is she gonna edit a YouTube video?
Probably isn't allowed to smoke in the apartment complex or her dad's basement, where the fuck she lives. Her girlfriend's basement, most likely.
By the way, rewind. What does she fucking call them? What-o sticks?
You know, the Chico sticks.
Chico sticks.
What? Did it right. They are Chico sticks, but you know
they're Chico sticks.
Chico.
No, they're not.
They're Chico.
Chico sticks.
But she calls
them...
Are
they? I thought they were Chico sticks.
Yes, they're Chico sticks. That's how they pronounce it in D4L's Laffy Taffy 2008.
But she's not saying Chico, bro. She's talking about Asian people. I guess Asian no sticks doesn't run off the tongue.
Chico sticks.
Stuff like that. They weren't really smothered in chocolate.
Speaking of smothering.
Yeah, my hand is smothered in chocolate.
Sure, I still like Reese's Pieces and Reese's...
What the fuck was that? Reese's Pieces?
That was intentional. That's a thing people say.
Why?
Because they think they're funny.
It's called Reese's Pieces. It already rhymes. You don't have to change the pronunciation.
But Reese's Pieces is a funnier way of saying it.
Oh, it's like Mickey Doodles. It's like Mickey D's.
Yeah.
Reese's Pieces. No, there's no fucking way.
No, that is a real thing. That
I know that's a thing people say. But she's not being funny.
Have you left your house?
Reese's Pieces.
Well, the fact she isn't funny is unrelated to the fact that is.
Has she left her house? Has she washed? Dude, that dress was white when she got it.
That hand was white when she.
Holy shit, Paul! Actually, look at it. You might be right.
That hand was white.
Look at her dress. You might actually be right.
Why? There's something going on there that I don't want to know. What's the brown shit? What's the brown stuff going on?
Why does she have a beard?
Well,
that's a woman?
Well, you know why, but I wasn't going to mention that.
No, she's cisgender.
No, she isn't.
No.
Oh, she's not?
She's not.
No.
Oh.
That was unrelated to everything that we've ever said.
Oh, wait,
now
what?
You brought that... Now you've made it a whole thing.
I made it a whole thing.
I didn't fucking care if they were trans or not.
Well, they are trans.
Okay, fucking proud of them. They passed pretty damn well, I'm gonna be real.
Okay. They've only had 50 fucking years to perfect it.
Congratulations. Once, as much as being a lesbian, salute to you. Thank you for your service.
What are you sipping on there? What is that?
Dr. Pepper?
This is
that looks
Mountain Dew.
That looks like the beer from the Truman Show. That looks
Mountain
like the
Dew
fucking...
Baja Cabo Citrus.
Is it good?
Baja, what the butt?
Baja Cabo Citrus? CABO Citrus?
Beja Cabo Citrus?
Beja Cabo. It's basically the same. It's basically the same thing as Livewire, which is usually the Mountain Dew that I go for.
Okay.
The Chico stick, stuff like that. They weren't really smothered in chocolate.
We've heard
M&Ms, but I like Reese's and Reese's Pieces, peanut butter cup.
Okay.
Okay, so is like half of this video just listing every chocolate candy?
Yeah, it's all about chocolate.
Alright.
How do you get to this state?
You know, M&Ms, but I liked like the peanut butter M&Ms or the peanut M&Ms more.
Oh my god, it's both
M&Ms.
hands. Holy shit!
What the hell could she be doing?
Rewind that bitch.
Does she work as like a fucking like a chimney sweep?
I feel like we're gonna find out she has like a debilitating skin condition at some point.
Yeah, that makes sense. She can't walk, and also her,
you know, M&Ms. But I liked like.
But she can get fucking Black and Milds all fucking day, right? Like she just has no problem getting that.
Peanut butter.
Our girlfriend gets some fur.
She can sustain her fucking tobacco addiction, but she can't sustain.
Is that tobacco or is that fucking marijuana?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. If it's marijuana, it's the same. It's the point doubly.
M&Ms.
M&Ms.
Doubly do.
Bro. What the fuck? No, that's dirt. That's not fucking Black Plague she's got. That's dirt. That's yucky.
That's the black dirt.
That's yucky.
Damn. What's fucking occupying your interest over there, you piece of shit? What are you looking at?
Sorry, I'm looking at loan payment bullshit.
Or the peanut
why aren't you looking at this
more than the
fucking
M&Ms?
behemoth?
Calm down.
And so the regular M&Ms are chocolate.
I'm gonna get to the point of this video.
N&Ns.
And then
N&Ns.
Ed has 1D, Ed has 2Ds, Ed has 3Ds, Ed has 4Ds.
Ed has 4Ds. Now you know. Now you know.
Oh, you guys can fucking reference that one. I reference fucking epic rap battle Peter Griffin versus Deadpool. Everyone's like, oh, what the fuck are you talking about?
They have a candy shell. They're not really chocolate. They're like peanut or peanut butter.
I've seen it.
You know, and Reese's Pieces or peanut butter. You know.
I'm sorry.
Okay, wait, does she think it's Reese's Pieces?
She might.
No.
Does she?
No.
Why?
Because, for one, she says Reese's Pieces at some point in the video.
So
but also, like, that's a thing. Again, that's a thing people say.
Yeah, I just was like, you know, I've got room in my life for chocolate, but not too.
I can find time for it in my busy schedule, being an author and a writer.
Being mad at Seinfeld.
Much. Chocolate cake is okay. I like a.
By the way, this is like, I don't know if you guys, I don't know if I introduced this. This is part of a series that she calls, it's a talk show, apparently. This is a talk show. Right?
I guess in the technical sense, it is a show where talking happens.
I mean, if I had to categorize it, I guess talk show. I guess.
If I had to use two words to say what it is.
Good German chocolate cake with coconut frosting on top. Good. But I also really like the strawberry cake, you know, with strawberry frosting too.
Wow, I also like sugar and candy and Coca-Cola and iced tea
and frolicking in the fields
and type 2 diabetes.
Long walks on the beach
and menthol cigarettes.
I was told this was all about chocolate. Why is she talking about strawberries?
I know.
Although I'm not a big fan of cakes, and I don't like to eat them all the time. You know, same with pies. Like, occasionally I'm okay with it.
What is this for?
But I don't want to just eat cake every day. Or
us, apparently.
Eat cake.
I guess.
Then I started getting older. You know, I transitioned. I started HRT, and I started...
HRT? What? You British piece of shit?
Hey,
is that her 5% British coming out again? HRT? HRT?
You know, my taste buds started to change, and I realized that,
By the way, there's the epic reveal, by the way, that she's trans. And by the way, if you're wondering, I didn't clock she's trans from her appearance. She mentioned it on her website.
I really did like chocolate.
I didn't clock she's trans.
Sorry?
I didn't clock that she's trans at any point.
I didn't want to be like, obviously, or whatever. But like,
I always like chocolate milk, but I also really like strawberry milk.
Because I'm sure she's still watching by this point, watching the stream.
Of course, she started watching at some point. Because how could she not?
Because I don't like milk in general. I have to flavor it with something.
Flavor it with something. Milk.
Who gives a shit?
I don't like milk. I like it. I like milk. Milk yucky. This is a child we're dealing with, right?
Who is this for?
Us.
But then I started to realize that I do like chocolate candies, and my
chocolate in a way.
It was a long internal struggle for me to realize.
Yeah.
That I like chocolate.
I was living a lie. It's allegorical to her transitioning to a woman. Transitioning to a chocolate lover.
Wow.
At first, I hated those fucking dirty chocolaters, but now I like the chocolates.
Now that's a metaphor.
My girlfriend, she likes.
She's a writer. She's an author.
To send me chocolates, for like holiday.
Oh wait, her girlfriend sends me chocolates. Okay, so the girlfriend does not live near her. That's pretty funny. That's actually very funny. So her girlfriend, because she's so fucking destitute and probably unable to work because she's so fat, they can't be together. And the girlfriend's probably the same way. Probably another 50-year-old fucking sitting near her Neil Diamond CDs.
Or there are like a lot of trans women, especially, who just love older bitches. So this could be another. It's probably another trans woman. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying from fucking my experience in the community. I know. I fucking know these people. It's probably like some 20-year-old bitch.
Okay. Then why can't the 20-year-old bitch get a job and fucking move out if they're so fucking together? That's so funny. She's having a fucking long distance relationship at like 56.
Who would ever have a long distance relationship? Who would ever have a relationship?
Yeah, who would? None of us do.
None of us do. What are you talking about?
Bronze, is there a girlfriend we don't know about?
Well, no.
It's a boyfriend.
Well, no.
It's Polly. Oh fuck! It makes sense now.
Yeah.
It's some other third door.
You're saying that our relationship, Polly, is not real?
Yes.
What have we been doing this whole time?
Making fun of.
You've just been.
Are you guys
fucking jerking me around? You've been fucking jerking me off. And for what?
You've been dicking me
around. Well, not yet.
Well, it's kind of funny, isn't it? It's kind of entertaining. I thought it was kind of funny.
Oh yeah, this all makes for great content. And
I'm not gonna speak for Drake.
No one was talking to you. Don't worry.
Bronze. Polly, are you guys still tongue kissing at the IRL episode?
No. But also, it is funny that we're literally like poised to
not good.
Bronze licked his fucking lips and shit, bro. He was ready.
That was unrelated to me thinking about my answer.
We're all literally gonna hang out in like,
in a month.
And this person's sitting in a fucking rocking chair that they only have because like their grandmother passed away and they fucking threw it downstairs.
In a month, I'm gonna take Polly's fucking head off.
I guarantee you, this is a basement or a garage or something. I said this might be some downstairs apartment situation. I think she still lives with someone. I think she still lives with family, which is hilarious to me.
Our anniversary, stuff like that.
You're 22 years old, Bronze, and also you're employed and have savings. And
whoever will live with family.
I wash my hands.
Dude, the elbows too. It goes to the elbows. That's got to be the fucking chair rubbing off on her.
What the fuck does she do for a job? Is she a mud tester?
I don't know. That's got to. You know what that is? It's her smoking all day because she's a fucking weak-willed little bitch that can't resist temptation or addiction or anything. She has to chase temporary highs to get through life. And that's the fucking ash of her, like, her black and milds on the chair rubbing off onto her. I think that's what that is. I might be wrong. What do you think?
Maybe it's dirt.
Maybe she just does that.
Maybe it's just good old, authentic, genuine dirt.
And so I really got acclimated to chocolate. So the chocolate comes in all kinds of crazy forms. You've got chocolate baked goods like cake.
Somebody might not know about chocolate now. It comes in all sorts of crazy forms.
I can't I hate videos that are just summarizing the plot.
Guys, something you. The thing about chocolate Which I'm sure you don't know.
Yes.
Comes in all sorts of forms.
Chocolate comes in a variety of forms.
Cake and donuts and things like that. Chocolate pie, stuff like that. Chocolate muffins. You got chocolate ice cream or chocolate syrup you can put on ice cream. You got chocolate candies and candy bars and everything in between. All kinds of confectionery. You've got chocolate milk, I've already mentioned. You got Yoo-hoo, which is a chocolate drink. It is not milk, but, you know.
This is just a list of chocolate things.
And?
Not entirely sure what Yoo-hoo is.
Chocolate, Yoo-hoo still has milk in it. It's just got water in it. Benjamin Net and Yoo-hoo. What is Yoo-hoo? I believe it's
chocolate milk.
It contains milk products. It doesn't have liquid milk in it.
Oh. And you all fucking high and mighty.
It's caffeine free.
Alright. The next hour of this stream is going to be reading the nutritional facts of Yoo-hoo.
I want to look up.
And then you've got,
bitch. Literally a bitch. Shut the fuck up. What's the fucking fuck is Yoo-hoo?
Imagine all the people living life in peace. Yoo-hoo.
Alright. Chocolate flavored drink. Chocolate,
Yeah, we got that.
Made with milk and cocoa. But what is it supposed to be? Is it just, do you just call it chocolate drink? Is that like the...
Drink?
Made of water, high fructose corn.
Is this what drank has been this whole time?
There's no picture for it on Yoo-hoo on the Wikipedia, which is funny. They made chocolate.
No, they have a gallery. Oh, man. Crazy. Someone should really fucking spice up the Yoo-hoo Wikipedia page.
Just like random, like chocolate chips and stuff like that. So, chocolate is just...
Alright, this is just lecturing me about fucking chocolate. Get the fuck out of here.
List of chocolate items.
I think we learned some things.
It's like Bubba in Forrest Gump. You can boil it, fry it. Alright. What do we got going on here?
What else are they doing?
I want to see if they make any things about.
I know they're a video auteur, but.
Oh yeah. Why I don't give up even though I am lost. Sometimes I wish I could figure out.
This is gonna be funny.
I went to college. I got myself some experience in my career field. I moved to the city, expecting I would find success. The city being like Bentonville, Arkansas. Instead, I found myself bouncing from one temporary and seasonal job to another, like a ping pong ball.
Wow. That's the author coming up.
I haven't quite given up on my dreams at age 56. I started a YouTube series, a talk show, where I get to be the host. I am in charge. This gives me a creative outlet where I can make decisions on what content I produce for a change. I have deadlines as before. Yeah, content. Like sitting in a fucking lazy boy chair, making unedited fucking videos with like what harm would it make to like have a cut, to have a graphic on screen or something? Something we can look at that isn't just you fucking going catatonic.
List of chocolate food items?
Yeah. For some reason, they wouldn't let me. I was trying to pitch the chocolate food items idea to fucking the Times News. They wouldn't let me do that. I decided a while ago I was walking away from journalism. I made that decision because I couldn't find any meaningful employment in the field. I chalked it up to two things. Mostly the pandemic, and then my transition. All of my previous work is in my dead name, making it awkward to share news clippings I wrote with someone else's name on them. Same things happens when I apply for photographer positions. I am sharing clips someone else took credit for, even thought it was still my work. I resolved that I have to give up. Then I found my strength.
Man, this is hilarious.
Despite recent attempts getting into childcare, I remembered something. I pushed myself beyond my limits and landed a job I wasn't qualified for. What's the job?
Kroger.
Kroger. How did they get the shit on their hands?
Okay.
I pushed myself beyond my limits. This reminded me of my inner strength. I decided to channel that strength towards applying for jobs I am far more comfortable with. Jobs I have more experience getting. The idea is I would have an easier time getting hired if I applied for work I already have experience. And that's holy shit.
Wow.
Has anyone tried that? Has anyone thought of this?
They're making this shit now called a resume. Apparently it helps you get jobs.
I may have to settle for something beneath my skill set. Her broad skill set of being able to fucking smoke weed and list chocolate. Why does no one want this? Why does no one want me screaming into a webcam about the Big Bang Theory?
About list of chocolate items.
An entry-level minimum wage fare just to pay rent. I may have to settle for a living minimalist. I can't just fucking stack up fucking CDs. I may have to let other bills go as I regroup. In the meantime, I will dig deeper as I continue my search. I don't have a direction, but I do have strength. I have willpower. I have the desire to push forward. I will not give up. I will continue to walk this path without a map. No guide. No flashlight. Blah, 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 blah. Do you want to be the first to like this? Oh, I have to make a...
I thought they have to log into Word.
I do have a question.
I like that this
so
person...
what about that tier list we were supposed to do?
We're going to get to that. We still have other things to
We're
do.
on hour 3 of the fucking show.
So is there a time limit? Is there somewhere you gotta be?
Get raped.
It's just like this person thinks that they're not a successful journalist or anything because, you know, I just can't... This world's just not cut out for me. This world doesn't get me. And meanwhile, all they fucking write is, you know, ranking chocolate products. Let's look at about the author. My name is Stephanie Bri. I keep my last name to myself. I want to introduce myself a little. I want to introduce myself so you can get to know me a little. I am a complicated person.
Thank you for warning us.
I'm a complicated person. I'm not like those other girls. I am an almost middle-aged journalist and sometimes podcaster who loves writing and telling stories. I didn't have a childhood. As a transgender woman,
cool.
My childhood was a foggy haze. Some other person walking around in my body got to live. I share some of that person's memories, but I am finally free from those shackles. And so here I am telling the world about the real me, the whole me.
I hate this corny shit other trans people do.
I was born in southern Idaho. Oh, really? They dropped out of high school? What a shock. What a shock that they're, you know, and then they dropped out of school again at 17.
How could they not get a journalism degree?
How could they not? That's crazy. When I was in high school, I ran the 800-meter run.
Steve Jobs can drop out.
I always finished last. What a surprise. Really? You fucking...
Me too. You don't see me fucking bragging about it?
No, I came in last in the 800. I was raised Baptist. I converted Catholic, but I am also a transgender woman, which is directly in contradiction of that. So I don't know how you reconcile that. You probably just ignore that contradiction. So yeah, before there's one final thing. I want to find her book because there's a little preview we can read. So this is the cover.
There was some interesting details here.
So this is the cover here. Great fonts.
This is the cover of the book.
Good fonts. Good decisions.
This appears to be a screenshot from a cutscene from Sonic Adventure.
No, this is a picture that she took on her Nikon. That's why the black bars on the top and bottom. Any thoughts so far, SRV?
Wow.
SRV?
So we got Franklin Gothic Bold, Goldfish on the Mountain.
Goldfish on the Mountain.
Right aligned text, not centered or anything. Goldfish on the Mountain. Your thoughts on that title? Goldfish on the Mountain? These fucking monsters don't get it. And then by Stephanie Bri, you might be able to notice there. It's a little hard to read because she made the text the same fucking color as the
Did they put the goldfish on the Achilles heel?
On the desaturated background. And then we got Comic Sans going on here. And this professional, this professional person with like a journalism degree or whatever the fuck. Comic Sans.
I have to respect that. That's pretty great.
Comic Sans. This is a legitimate project. Comic Sans.
A thriller about two brothers who turn to murder, fighting over a woman they both love. A sheriff pieces together one unsolved murder to stumble into a sadistic nightmare world of death and betrayal.
Sadistic nightmare world of death and betrayal. Why is it the number
in
2?
Comic Sans?
Why would they not use the word 2? Why is it just the number 2? This is
Well,
so like
that's the amount.
Could you imagine seeing this in like fucking Barnes and Noble? Like this book next to like fucking Fahrenheit 451 and Logan's Run.
Oh, it's actually Barnes and Nobles.
Barnes and Nobles, yeah. And check out the back of the book. Stephanie Bri is a writer and blogger with 7 years experience working as a journalist. 7 years experience and she's like 56. George blames his wife for his life falling apart. Following the death of a family member, he devises a plan to get revenge on his wife as his life crumbles around him. Little does he know a woman from his past is going to return to upend everything he knows. George watches as his brother turns into a killer who tries to lure him into a dark world. This is completely different from the cover here, who talks about like a sheriff or some shit. Who's the main character? Is George the main character?
I'm assuming George.
The goldfish?
This is 199 pages.
Is George the goldfish?
Yeah. So check out this formatting here on the text. Look at this. How do you like this, Siri?
Huh? Zoom out.
Look at this. Beautiful. Right?
That's what a book looks like, right?
No. No.
It's like text and stuff, right?
Maybe first grade.
This is like a first grader. How, like, you think this is real? Like, you think this is a real novel, and it looks like fucking, like, it looks like this?
Oh, what? What are we doing? This is copyrighted material.
They couldn't figure out how to do an indent on the paragraph. They just hit the space bar once. Yeah, that'd be fine. A gentle breeze touched the back of his neck. A squirrel sat in a tree, eating a nut. There was a young bird. Wow, it just takes you there, doesn't it? It's so vivid and picturesque.
I can imagine the nut now.
There was a young bird singing lullabies to her mate. The sounds of nature filled his ears as the cool winter air touched his lungs. Off in the distance, the sun was slowly setting behind a mountain. Time was on vacation now, and summer went with it. Wow, that's a literary text called personification. As he stood there, surrounded by nature, a single thought crept into his mind. She was gone, and there was no turning back. A goldfish swam nervously in his bowl. The clicking that came from the sky has shaken the waters in his bowl 9 times today.
9 times.
9 times the waters would shake, and then the food was lowered into the bowl, and his hunger pains would go away. The clicker in the sky had already clicked 9 times, and there was no food. Where was the food? Where was the hairy beast thing that brought the food? As he sat on a fallen tree, observing the tranquility of the nature that kept him company, he began to ponder. Let me try that again. As he sat on the fallen tree, observing the tranquility of the nature that kept him company, he began to ponder. There had been a time when he had lived in a crowded city, among other members of his species.
There had been 9 times when he lived in a crowded city.
What, the goldfish?
He would awaken daily, and the drudgery of his monotonous routine would continue to drag him down. He would awaken daily? Fucked up. He had the normal life. He did what you were supposed to do. He went to school, met a girl, and found a fulfilling career.
Oh, went to school because of the fish. Okay.
And yet, by the way, a sentence beginning with and is like improper grammar. That's just a little writer's tip for you. What do I know? I only have a fucking college degree. And yet, here in the emptiness of nature, in the cool mountain air, he discovered he felt no remorse. He lived it. Wow, this is mysterious. I want to read more. Like, this person, like, thinks this is anything. This is, like...
Well, no, you don't understand. The guy is the fish.
You poured your heart out into this book, supposedly, and you have, like, line breaks and shit. And it's not even, like, aligned. Here, it's, like, aligned to the right, and then here, it's aligned to the left. left aligned, no fuck. It's not justified text or anything. Oh, and then here we go. Chapter 2. Goldfish on the Mountain. Chapter number 2. Chapter 2. 2 is lowercased, but not capitalized like it is in chapter 1. By the way, then chapter 3. Are these chapters 4 pages? Yeah. Never please his wretched bitch of a wife. Wretched. Let me just make sure I'm not being stupid. Yeah, but she spelled it with no W. So it's wretched. Like, bleh. His wretched bitch of a wife. Because what,
the currently vomiting bitch of a wife.
She would never... Why would she fucking... Why would she not proofread this at all? That's why. She proofreaded herself. Like, she thinks that she's good enough to be any... She thinks that she doesn't have a career because, like, the world is unfair to her and they don't understand her talent, by the way. I just want to point that out.
She is Squidward.
She is literally Squidward. His job was to get the bitch pregnant, which he succeeded. From that moment on, he had no further desire to interact with her outside of those outings where both their parents would be.
feel like we missed some things.
Wow, this is miserable. This is a sample. The number of pages displayed is limited. How much is this book? This is $6 for the paperback. It's a little steep. And also, I don't want to buy this. How many fucking ratings does this have? Does this have any ratings? It's 3.1. What does the 1-star say? First, I love books. I don't care if they're big sellers or a popular.
I love books.
This is 200 pages of rambling, disjointed garbage. I felt like an elementary school teacher reading a little kid's homework assignment of writing a story. I only force myself to finish it because of my crippling OCD. Once I start a book, no matter how ungodly horrendous it is, I must finish it. I see why the garage sale I bought it from sold it to me for 25 cents. Tempted to drive back to Blue Court Road and demand a refund from them. Avoid at all costs. God, like reading a 6th grader's paper. Jesus Christ. This is more fucking articulate.
They say it better. They say it better than we ever could, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, they say some pretty agreeable things. This also has better grammar and, like, is more vividly written. Who the
Every
fuck
word is spelled correctly.
5 stars? This is a very suspenseful book if you like that sort of thing. I highly recommend it to anyone that is into suspense. I really enjoyed the read, and I hope you do, too. All right, Stacy.
Thanks, Stacy.
That's her.
That's her girlfriend.
Best show ever? What is the best show ever? Justified. This show looks like it's just made for fucking women.
That Jeremy Renner.
It's just a show made for women.
Jeremy Renner.
What is
Jeremy Renner?
Goliath? What the fuck is this?
Is that Jeremy Renner?
No, that's David Tennant.
Is that David Lynch?
Is that David Hasselhoff?
That's David of the Bronx Show.
David Hasselhoff.
I love the third-person perspective involved in his story. Very eloquently written.
What is this?
This looks like it looks like a real book. Almost. It looks more like a book than the last
44 years.
52 weeks. Jesus Christ. Look at this book. Like, look at this cover. She doesn't see something wrong with the fucking cover. Here. We're done. We're done, Stephanie Bri. Happy Mother's Day. Goodbye.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. And all the other holidays we mentioned.
Yes. Well, we're not done. Because now we got final piece of business.
What the fuck are we doing?
There's no more to do.
There's no more to do. We've been here for 3 hours.
We'll be here for 4.
For some reason, we fucking talked about Kanye West for 2.5 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, that did take a while.
Detectives. Would they solve the Kira case? We're going to look at detectives in fiction and maybe real ones. I haven't actually taken a look at this list. And yes, we are.
We could save it when we have more energy.
No. We're doing it
now. No. I refuse to.
Well, he bailed on us.
Wait a minute.
I refuse to. This is a coup. I refuse to do this tier list.
Why?
We still have our buzzers, don't we? Can we do one of these guys?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. We're rejecting this bit for a later time.
All right.
If I can find the thing.
I wouldn't have talked about Stephanie Bri if you guys wouldn't. I wanted to do this. I was excited to.
We can do it at a different point in time.
We'll do it later this week.
I don't want to.
Fuck you.
What do you mean?
I want to do it now.
Why now?
Okay.
Why specifically now?
I'm in the mood for it. Okay. We're not going to do this today. I guess we're going to do this next show. But I do want to establish one thing. I do want to ask you guys. So when does L figure out who Kira is? Like, obviously the answer is, at the end when he dies. Spoiler, sorry. But like, actually, when does he know Light is Kira?
I think pretty much the whole time he had like enough of a suspicion to be like, okay, it's. I'd be surprised if it wasn't him.
So what?
Yeah,
so, at what point does he have it solved? Does he have the case solved?
Probably when he has Light in captivity.
But he doesn't know how Light kills.
Yeah, but he knows it is Light.
Yeah.
Polly, if you were killing people and I didn't know how, and then I shot you between the eyes,
there is a point where he literally
even after like Light regresses back into Light, he still has the suspicion that it is Light.
I mean, there's literally the point where they're chained together, where he says to Misa and Light, what is it? You are the second Kira, and Light is Kira. That is undeniable. But he's trying to figure out if Kira's power can go from one to another. So who do we have in here?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see who we know at least.
There's a pretty decent list.
Scooby Gang. We got the MGM duck.
Droopy.
Columbo, of course.
Oh, we got.
I have two.
Dog.
Courage.
Roger Rabbit.
We got the guy from Roger Rabbit. Blue's Clues fucker.
Luigi.
What is this? Luigi Mangione?
Yes, it appears to be.
Paw Patrol.
Why is Ryan Gosling on here?
We got Monk in here.
Monk.
Mario and Luigi is a weird addition.
What is Mario gonna do?
The Paw Patrol.
This would be interesting. All right.
This is a pretty good list.
I guess you guys. But we can't do it today. God forbid. Fucking.
Well, yeah, we bullied you into it.
Why can't we do it today?
Well, one, because it's late and we've been doing this for over 3 hours at this point, and two, because the people who we want to do this with are not here.
Well, I wanted to punish them.
Fuck you. We're punishing you.
Fine. Goodbye.
That's all, folks.
We did it.
We did it.